And you're very welcome to Swim Ireland's YouTube channel and our final session of the Irish Winter Championships meet programme, finals of day 3, and what a couple of days we've had so far. It's been good from Swim Ireland's point of view, in and out of the pool. The announcement that they're getting the European Under-23, the inaugural European Under-23 Championships next year, August of next year, here at this pool. It's a pool that's hosted the 2003 European Short Course Swimming Championships and the 2018 World Para-European Games as well. So it's a venue well used to hosting major championships, and we'll have another one here next August. Also a spotlight on some of returning swimmers and some of those who perhaps have greatness thrust upon them. Ellen Walsh back in the water. Good to see her back as well after a long year of illness and injury. Broke the 50 fly Irish record yesterday, and also the attention really switching on to 21-year-old Daniel Whiffen, who this evening goes in the final race, the men's 400 metres freestyle. Can he break another Irish record and produce a world-class swim? He's certainly capable of it. We saw it during the week in the men's 800. We're going to start this week, or tonight I should say, with the 200 metres backstroke. We got CB and A finals in a lot of our events tonight. That's for both men and women. Danielle Hill, busy program for her tonight. She's got a 50 free to come, as well as an A final of the 200 backstroke. Splash and dash, the men's 50 and the women's 50. Callum Bain for Ireland, looking for victories, goes in lane 5 of the A final. Danielle Hill, as we mentioned, she's in the centre lane, A final of the women's, along with that 200 back. And what else have we got for you? We've got the 50 breaststroke for Owen Corby, another chance for medals, and Niamh Coyne as well in the women's race. Just a straight finals there. We got the 100 fly to come. Evan Bailey, fastest qualifier into the men's. Jack Casson alongside him, and Charlie Eatwell, the 17-year-old from Ards, who's had good meet, also has made the final. The women's 100 fly, Ellie McCartney, butterfly specialist, fastest qualifier, the 17-year-old from Ards. And looking further down the program, we've got the 200 metres individual medley. Mark Sharonek, he's really had a busy program here. The man from Scotland, the NCAA champion from 2017, 27-year-old. He's the fastest into the men's final, while the women's has Ireland's Molly Main from Temple Oak going in the centre lane. And then we've got those 2 freestyles to come, men and women, and it'll be Daniel Whiffen. In fact, it's just the men's final. Yeah, men's and women's, my apologies. Daniel Whiffen going lane 4 of the A final. Produced a very good time this morning, but really cruised through. And we wrapped things up with Victoria Callison going for yet another freestyle title, the 21-year-old from Ards, going in the final of the 400 freestyle. So a busy program over about 2.5 hours between now and the end of the show. And once again, delighted to be joined by India McGlynn and David Thompson to bring us through this last week. You've enjoyed it, folks?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. It's flown by. Obviously, only 3 days. You know, it's been sandwiched. The events have been sandwiched down, you know, to make it only a 3-day meet as opposed to usually the 4 or 5-day meet. So, been some fantastic world-class swims. Obviously, Daniel Whiffen. Mark Sharonek was another one in that 400 medley last night. It was fantastic. So, great to see Ellen Walsh back also.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic weekend of swimming. So some of our big names out there setting some senior records, Irish senior records, and also that European record as well from Daniel Whiffen in the 800 free. But it's also really nice to see some of the youngsters coming through. We've had a weekend full of PBs, personal bests from a lot of swimmers, so gaining a lot of experience for the 12-year-olds and up.
Yeah, it's all about juniors coming through as well, and we will have a series of junior finals because they've decided not to go with semi-finals this year. So a lot of these swimmers have come out of the heats into CB and A finals, and the C's are generally full of juniors, and this is no exception. 200 metres backstroke. It's got Keane McGrath in 0. Then you've got Robert Mullen in lane number 1 as they're called to the blocks for the first race of this evening. As I say, it's a busy program, 2.5 hours between now and the end of the show. Keane McGrath of Coolmine in 0. Then Robert Mullen in lane 1 for Temple Oak. Fionn Byrne, NAC, the local club, in 2. Luke Woolley, Claire Morris in 3. Artem Shabbat of Titan Swim Club. Great to see so many visiting clubs here this week. Valentin Hansbergers from another of that visiting clubs, Dubai Hamilton Aquatics. Ben Merrigan, Dolphin in 6. Then it's Liam Old Matters in 7 from Banbridge. Jericho Balgos of Larne in lane number 8. And the outside lane is Paddy Cudahy from Kilkenny, the 14-year-old. and this is the 200 backstroke C final.
Yeah, remember from this morning, Hansberger of Hamilton had great underwaters, so he's taking this out. There's a bit of a blanket into the first turn. It's actually Ben Merrigan, 24.2. 29.9, sorry. 24.2 is actually wrong. Must be something wrong with the timing there. Like I said, all these guys looking to go faster than they went this morning under the bright lights of the NAC. Working on those underwaters, keeping it strong, especially leading into that second half of the race. When the legs begin to get tired, hip flexors beginning to burn. Coming into the first 100 here.
Yeah, myself and David are chatting about it this morning. 200 back roll is a little bit different to the other 200 events. It is a lot more aerobic. You're really going to start to feel it coming into the leg kick now. There's no point in turning off in this third 50 either. So they've just turned from that first 100, making sure they're going to keep that pace up. So really trying to get that leg drive, keeping them going so they don't drop on that pace to come into the final 50.
Now, we did expect the two visiting swimmers here in Chabot and Hansberger to be at the top of the field, and that's the way it's proved. Man in the white cap in the centre lane, Artem Chabot, 15 years of age, from the Titans Club, as they turn now at 50 metres to swim in this junior final, or C final, 200 metres backstroke. John Short, who David has been keeping an eye on during the week, is the fastest qualifier into the men's A final. He's only 15 years of age. Let's say he gets on a little bit later on, but the concentration obviously on this, the first race of the day. Chabot and Hansberger down towards the finish. They come. Lane 4 is going to get the shout here. The 15-year-old wins it. And you mentioned about a quicker time than the heats. He's gone faster than that. 2:09 this morning, 2:07 in the final. Chabot, Hansberger, Balgos third.
Yeah, it was a really interesting stroke rate there from Artem Chabot. Very low stroke rate, just catching a lot of water. You know, if you watch it back there, rewind it a wee bit, it was really, really low, just sort of catching water. So it's what works for him. He's not happy there for some reason. He was 2 seconds faster than this morning. Maybe he's thinking, why just didn't I do that this morning? But yeah, a great swim from him.
Yeah, definitely a good swim from the two of them. I was surprised at Hansberger there from Hamilton Aquatics. His back roll turns were very, very strong in the heat swim, so it looked like he was losing a little bit of distance on that last 50. I think he could have caught up with Chabot a little bit more on that last 50, but again, good swim from Artem Chabot, even if he's not that two-piece himself.
He's not happy.
He's not happy.
No. Still, obviously, he thinks he's got work to do and he can get faster, so that can only be a good thing. And Titans win that first race. Moving on to the B final now, or the transition final as they call it. For the A finals, we introduced them onto the bank in Olympic or European style from the outside lanes inwards, but we'll just get a list there of our 10 finalists then, using all 10 lanes of the pool. Normally it's 8, but we're going to use 10 here for this meet on this final day. And there's your list again. It's the centre lanes we're concentrating on here, and these are all our guests as well. The Maltese, Dubai and Nova Centurion swimmers in Waring, Guest and Hansen.
Yeah, into the B final now, transition final. All these guys looking to go faster. We spoke about earlier about the wedge sort of pads here, taking away that anxiety of potentially slipping. So a backstroker's worst nightmare, slipping on the start. So they'll all have it at different settings. And it'll really allow them to drive off with the feet, with the legs as they hoist themselves up on the start and get that good entry, that perfect trajectory for that fly kick into the breakout to set up the stroke. 200 backstroke, tough event.
Swimmers obviously have to enter the water for a backstroke event. That's a new contraption they've been using now in the last couple of seasons. Talk more about that as the race unfolds. That's exactly why they're being used now these days. B final, 200 back. Woolley, Waddison, Horgan, Waring, Gerst, Sophie Schlepper, Hansen Schlepper, Ray O'Shea, Rory Boyd in 7, Mark Cormican, and then Matt O'Sullivan. Those new contraptions in India for start of a backstroke, they've been introduced in the last couple of years. It prevents slippage, doesn't it? That's what they're primarily there for.
Yeah, so like David was saying, so before in a or in any backstroke event, actually, what you'd have is, again, just being used to certain pools and certain start pads, but the biggest, I guess, confidence, lacking confidence in the start on a 2-inch back roll is actually slipping on the walls. So they've introduced this new contraption. It is a wedge, so it's just like the fin on the back of the block. You can adjust it to whatever height that suits you, and then it's basically just something that you can rest your feet on, really get your body position nice and high, back is nice and straight coming into that start, and then pushing your body weight off that wedge instead of feeling that you're going to slip off the wall. So it is a great addition to the back roll event. You can pretty much see that majority of people can really get that back arch going into a nice deep start, getting that 50 meters off that first start.
Gerst way ahead in this transition final, or B final, lane 4. He's 15 years of age, from Dubai in that orange cap. I've seen a lot of these orange caps this week, David. Up to the 4, they get commemorative medals if they win. Obviously this is a B final, but in the A finals, but we're allowed 3 visiting team swimmers in a final.
Yeah, 3 per final, I think it is, John, per every final. So filters down, so if you're the 4th fastest foreign swimmer, but you're good enough to get in the A final, then you will be first into the B final. So maybe that's what's happened here. Aidan Gerst way ahead now. Hamilton at a 2:06.8 this morning, so he'll be looking to go faster than that. A really strong stroke there, nice still head position into the finish now. 2:05.1, so he's dropped. Great to see all these faster swimmers dropping from this morning, so he'll be really happy with that. At 2:05.1 he has to take back to Dubai.
Yeah, only a 15-year-old there as well, so great experience for him taking the B final, the Hamilton swimmer. He started off with a really high stroke rate. I didn't think he was going to be able to keep it up throughout the entire 200, but he seemed to be able to keep it going, only really dropping on that last 50 where it was starting to burn, but kept the stroke rate high, kept that head position and the body position high in the water, and yeah, great improvement on this morning's time.
That's the result. Gerst wins in a 2:05. Junior time was a 2:07. Waring and Hansen, Ray O'Shea, fastest home of the Irish contingent, in 4th place. Irish record stands, by the way, to 1 minute 54.20 seconds. That's to Conor Ferguson.
It's also the junior record as well.
It is. He's not here, sadly. I'd love to see him swim, but he's not competing this week. So we're going to bring them on now for the A final. And you like the cut of this guy's jib, John Short.
Yeah, I think he's been fantastic for such a young swimmer, only 15 years old. He's handled himself with such maturity. It's like he's been racing for years, the way he conducts himself in the pool. That 100 back win was really phenomenal. So this morning he was at 1:57, which was a PB, and actually his first time under 2 minutes. So that's some way to break 2 minutes. Smash it by 2.5 seconds. So he'll go even faster, maybe a 1:56, or even break into the 1:55. So be interesting to see how he comes home. Clearly a really fit swimmer, great aerobic capacity. So I think it's going to be him, and the rest are all going to be trying to catch.
Yeah, David and I were chatting about it this morning. He seemed really strong in this heat swim, taking it out nice and strong, but even with the pace that he was going at and going in with that big PB, we definitely said that he had a lot more in the tank for this evening's final, didn't we?
Yeah, definitely. So really looking forward to seeing what he has to offer. This has been a bit of his breakthrough meet, a wee bit.
They're just up in the ante here. AC/DC blasting around in the background, thunderstruck as we get ready for this A final, our first A final on this final day of competition here at the National Aquatic Centre. It's been a terrific meet. They've juggled things around, as David said, to shorten the meet to a 3-day, no semi-finals. The big events and the lengthier events, I should say, the 800 and 1500s were completed in a middle session over the last 2 days. So we've had heats in the mornings and then finals in the evenings to bring us to this point, the first final then. It is the men's 200 backstroke, and John Short at a 1:57 this morning is way ahead of the field, just 15 years of age. I wonder, can he go somewhere close to that 1:54.2 held by Conor Ferguson. But it's Emmett Cousins in lane number 0, which is nearest to the camera. You can see him there in as the camera opens up in the black cap nearest to us from Claire Morris. Then it's Kieran Waterson in lane number 1. Dara Horgan in 2. I'm reading the wrong one here. Emma Cousins in 0, I should say, from New Ross. Charlie Cassidy in 1. Nicholas Rutherford from Hamilton in 2. Thomas Waring from Malta. You saw his brother in the previous heat, that's what put me off. Then Short in 4. And Nettie Irwin from Dolphin in 5. Shafi from Hamilton in 6. Byrne from Bangor, then Barnes and Fahy from Trojan in the outside lane. That's 50 down. Short leads.
Yeah, we had a great race between Nicholas Rutherford and Short in the 100-metre backstroke yesterday. We saw Nicholas Rutherford take it out really strong on his first 100 in the heat swim this morning, but it looks like he's already behind John Short of the NCL, so the National Centre of Limerick. So he's taking it really hard this morning, looking like he's going to go for a drop on that time from his heat swim. Really nice stroke right here coming in from John Short. Let's see what he turning in on a 57.5. So if he can keep that pace up, he should be going sub 157.
Yeah, good first 50, good first 100, excuse me. I thought he'd be out a little bit quicker maybe. Leaving himself a 60 point here to sort of equal what he did this morning. But he's well capable of picking that up. But he's really up on that rate now. The third 50 is so important, especially the 6th length. So really, really attack this last wall. John Short, he's definitely not short of guts. Taking it out.
Good split time there, sub 30 seconds for that last 50s on the last lap then of this 200 backstroke final. He's got a considerable distance between himself now and the rest of the field. Eddie Irwin of Dolphin just above him in 2nd place, but it's all about the clock now for John Short as he's got the last 5 metres coming up. You'll see the flags there shortly and hit the red marks. What's he got? A 157 this morning and a 157 again. Just slightly slower than his heat time this morning, a 157.4, 157.3 there. I think he just took it out a little bit too slowly. Came home nicely, but I think the first half of the race was a little too slow.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I saw the 57 mid at the 100. You know, you're always leaving yourself a lot to do in the back end. He's clearly a strong back half swimmer. As he on the 100, he came back really strong. Sort of came out of nowhere. Yeah, he's shaking his head there. He knows. Yeah. So at the end of the day, you got to put yourself in the right position at 100 meters. You got to be out there. So, well, he'll learn from that. He's only young, so he'll know, and his coach will know that's got to be a 56 on the way out. You know, maybe even a 55 by this time next year. He'll be well down near that Irish senior record in a very short space of time.
Absolutely. Like you and I were chatting about before, David, it's all about kind of staying relaxed as well going into those races. It looked this morning, he just looked effortless, didn't he, in that first 200 swim. So kind of swimming the same time, 157 from the heat swim, and looking like he was giving it more effort in the final swim, but still coming out with that 157. Maybe it was a little bit too much nerves, maybe putting too much pressure on himself. But again, coming with experience, still a great time to get 157. Good PB from this morning.
Yeah, it's very noticeable as well when we get that close-up shot at the end where the swimmers either, you know whether they want to swim well or they're not happy with their times. We've seen a couple of races so far, and Short in particular, just a little shake of the head saying, nah, I couldn't go faster than that.
Yeah, as a swimmer, you know, he'll even have known coming down that last length. You know, you sort of subconsciously, you're like, have I got too much left here? You sort of know when you've got it right. So he'll have kind of known that last length, thinking, oh, I'm flying here. I've probably got a bit too much left in the tank, but it's all a learning curve. And as India said, maybe a bit more relaxed this morning. And you've just got to learn to take that relaxed aggression into the final session.
Absolutely, but if he knows that he can swim faster, that's a confidence that he's going to bring into the next event.
Under the women's now. Well, that was a comfortable win for Short.
Might they look young, and that's because they are. They are junior finalists then in the women's 200 backstroke, CBNA final. Just the 8 swimmers in this. And lane 1, Louisa Humphreys from Larne. And we got Shark Swimming Club represented by Katie Kelly in 2, Heather Fain in 3 from Dolphin. New Ross 15-year-old Eva Bailey is in 4. Lucy O'Brien of Limerick, 13 years of age, in lane 5. Leah Connell at Lone in lane 6. And then Callie Walsh from Terranure in 7, and Roisin Lawless, Wexford, in lane number 8. 8 lengths to the pool. This is the women's C final or junior final, and taking them off fast is Louisa Humphreys in lane 1. This is her tactic. Take it out, see if she can hang on.
Yeah, like we saw before, and David and I were chatting about, there are different tactics, and we also have some swimmers that are much better front half of a 200 swim, and some swimmers are much better at bringing it into that second half. We have our fastest qualifier coming in is Eva Bailey. She's only 15, she's from New Ross, got a 2:25. So for this first 100, if she wants to break that, we're going to need to see at least a 107 or a 108 on this first 100 turn. So looking like they might hit that mark, particularly these outliers here, particularly lane 1. Louisa Humphreys turning well on a 108.98. So hopefully she can break that 2:30 that she produced this morning.
Good start from Louisa Humphreys as well. She's obviously set down a marker at the 100. She's out in lane 1, the outside smoker, 15 years of age from Larne. She's got 3/4 of a body length. She seems to be dragging Katie Kelly alongside her as well in lane 2. We're still waiting for the middle lanes, David, to come through.
Yeah, they're sort of the outside lane. The middle lanes are kind of get caught up in themselves, and they're forgetting about what's going on the outside. But they're beginning to come through now a little bit. The field's closing up now. See if the Larne swimmer can hang on. She's taking it out well. She's going for it. Really, really good. But the middle lanes now beginning to come through now, especially that middle lane, that New Ross swimmer.
Eva Bailey starting to hunt her down. Humphreys won't see her in the middle lane, and neither will Bailey in the middle. Humphreys still leads. She set a marker down early by going out fast for the first 100. She's trying to cling on here, but I don't think she will. But maybe. Just coming past us now. There's not much in it between Humphreys and Bailey in the middle lane. Bailey needs to up the stroke here. She's got to get a victory. I think Humphreys has got to hang on. The outside smoker done it. Yeah. Brilliant. 2:23.78. You don't see it that often, but when it does happen, it's great to see. Bailey second, Fame third.
Absolutely fantastic swim there from Louisa Humphreys. Really took it out strong in that 108 turning. She came into this final with a 2:30, so to drop it down by 7 seconds in a final swim is absolutely incredible. I know we are looking for a 2:23 there from the middle lane swimmer Eva Bailey, she's also dropping her heat time by 2 seconds as well. But great to see an outside lane there take the win.
Yeah, great stuff. She just went out after it and just hung on. Sometimes the best way. That's certainly one way of swimming it. Sort of looked like she was going to die off actually, about 50 to go, but she just hung in there strong. So, like I was saying earlier, the 200 back is you got to have a lot of grit. It's painful. It's probably the most painful out of all the 4 200s, they say, in terms of the lactate build-up in the legs. I know when I used to swim it years ago, it's horrible.
Harder than fly, yeah?
It's just different on the legs, I think. Flies.
He's never done the 200 flies, so he can't comment.
But from what I've said, from what I've heard from other people, the 200 back is tough. Really, really sore in the legs.
And as a result, Humphreys wins it. That was a good race to watch too from an outside smoker point of view. As we move on to the B final. We've got 10 swimmers in this. You can see there's your list. Again, the middle lanes, Kindris Hodgson of Leeds and Baldaraci of Malta are the fastest through here. Roisin Rin is in the mix too, lane 6, Paralympian from Limerick. She goes in lane number 6. Holly McInerney in lane number 2 for Templeogue alongside Aoife Doran of Aer Lingus. Good to see the para swimmers mixing it with the regulars here. That's a good time from Roisin Rin this morning to get herself into a B final.
Yeah, Roisin Rin had a great swim this morning actually. I think did she drop by nearly 10 seconds?
I think she
did, came in for a 2:32 and dropped it right down to a 2:22. So to come into lane 6 in the B final is a great swim from Roisin Rin.
Yeah, as John said, awesome to see the para swimmers mixing it in with the able-bodied.
Our programme unwinds as we move on now to B final. 200 back for women. Russell, Ballymena in 1. Killen, Dolphin in 1, I should say. It's Russell in 0. McInerney in 2. Then Doran. Hodgson, we mentioned, the city of Leeds, the 18-year-old in 4. Baldaraci, 16 years of age from Malta. Victoria Elisa. Then Roisin Rin in 6. Sophia Quigley from Ards, alongside another 15-year-old, Antonia Seck from Sunday's Well, and another 15-year-old, which is Maeve McLean, out in lane 9 for the city of Derry.
Yeah, we've got our 2 overseas swimmers here taking the centre lanes, so City of Leeds and Malta in lane 4 and lane 5. You should have a look here, again, any youngsters watching. Kittiest Hodgson from City of Leeds. Her stroke is so smooth, she really swims right on top of the water and again attacks every wall. She really nails each turn. So look at her stroke right now. Basically looks effortless as she's swimming through the water here, but going to take it out nice and strong. I'm guessing turning on a 104 or 105 here.
It's a very graceful stroke in lane 4. Hodgson just really controlled. Lovely to look at. You know, so but you'll want to up that rate now coming in to the 6th length. You know, especially if she wants to get down faster than that 2:17.7 from this morning. You know, the rate is, she's got a very long wingspan, so of course tougher for the taller girls to get their rates up, but she's coasting through here.
Yeah, going through on a 105 for that first bit and still hitting a 35 on top, so if she can maintain that 35 or 34 for this 4th and final 50, she should be able to break that 2:17 that she's come in on.
Last 25 coming now. It's easy. Nice, long, easy stroke. All the power is done under the water. Absolutely the exercise to get her hands back in the water as quick as you possibly can to pull yourself through. And she's doing that effortlessly. Nice, steady head. 5 minutes to go. Just pick that spot in the ceiling and glide into the finish. Exemplary swim there from Hodgson to win that B final in a 2:15.82. Balderici and Roisin Reen. Great last split there. 35.17 takes 3rd place. Terrific from the para swimmer from Ireland.
Yeah, fantastic drop in time from this morning. So all these girls, look and see there, she got Hodgson right on her side. I noticed that this morning as well. Gotta be careful though, you don't rotate too much. So you rotate too much onto your side and you cross that plane onto your front, then you're disqualified at the last second. A great race there, 2:15.8. As India said, great splits. She's put herself in the right position at 150 and just brought it home.
And impressive from Roisin Reen there, India.
Yeah, absolutely amazing from Roisin Reen. Again, a major drop from her PB going into the final swim. She went in on a 2:32 for a heat swim, produced a 2:22 this morning, and then to drop a further 2:21 and to take the 3rd place position in that B final. Absolutely incredible swim from her.
Which brings us nicely to the A final then of the women's 200 backstroke. Interesting swimmers in here. We got the Olympian Danielle Hill. It's a busy program here. And Maria Godden. Maria Godden, when she was a junior, held a lot of the Irish junior records in backstroke. Irish junior record's actually quite quick. It's Melanie Knocker's time from 2011, which is 2:04.29. 2:11.3 for Godden this morning in the heats. She's looking to go faster. She's now obviously out of the junior ranks and into the seniors in the last couple of years.
Yeah, so it's all about that transition as well from junior swimming to senior swimming. Plenty of swimmers are fantastic juniors and they can't quite carry it over to the senior level. So, you know, just because you're going to be a fantastic junior swimmer, senior swimming is very different. So it's great to see Maria Godden transferring that into her senior career. The National Centre Limerick swimmer, having an absolutely fantastic meet, that programme. John Ceranic, the coach there, so you know she'll be looking to take this one out. Same as Jenna McDougall in lane 6, who's the 50 backstroke winner, and of course Danielle Hill, who holds the 50 and the 100 metre Irish senior records in the backstrokes. So it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's going to be a great swim from all these swimmers today. We had Maria Godden really strong looking in that first heat this morning, but again we've got Jenna McDougall, lane 6. She came in first in that 50 metre backstroke and still swam well in the 100 metre backstroke. She definitely is a bit more of a sprinter, but I think she'll do well in this 200 metre backstroke too.
There's Danielle Hill, the woman in black. Olympian from Tokyo. She goes in lane number 3 alongside Godden. More of a 50 or 100 specialist is Hill. 200 is just a little beyond her. more of a sprint specialist rather than the 200. And in terms of heat times, Hill on a 2:15, Godden on a 2:11. I expect Hill to go a lot faster in this final this evening. So 10 in this final as they hit the water. Beth Nolan in 0 for Sunday as well. Leah Bailey in 1, New Ross. Rose Gubbins, Larne in 2. Then Hill, Godden, Iona Colbert, Nova Centurion, visiting swimmer. See how she goes. Jenna McDougall from UCD has had a decent meet here as well. She's in 6. Kate Morris, Nova Centurion in lane number 7. Then Putney of Ards and Byrne of Bangor in the outside lane. Lane 3 has got the early start. Danielle Hill says, I'm going for it on the first 50. She leads him through in a 30.1.
Yeah, she's got to use her speed. You know, she's the 50 and the 100-meter backstroke Irish senior record holder, so she needs to use that speed, use her advantage, get out there. She knows maybe that some of these girls will have a slightly better back end than she does, so she's got to get out there, put herself in a position. With this first 100, it's going to be set up for a really good race.
Yeah, Maria Godden already gaining some ground in her now, though. I think Maria might just turn first. And she's still just slightly behind, so only 2/100ths of a second splitting the two swimmers, 1:03.25. But again, amazing first split. Definitely think we're going to see a faster swim than 2:11 here from Maria Godden.
The turns Godden is putting in is actually giving her that slight advantage. She's better turns than Hill. Hill's gone deep underwater there and she's lost a little bit. It was just, what, 2/100ths of a second between them. Watch for the swimmer above them, though, from the visiting Nova Centurion club. Iona Colbert in the green cap getting involved. It's a great race. For the finish, last 50 to go.
She's just lurking there, isn't she? Iona Colbert, she's up in the rate now. She's my pick to take this one.
Well, Hill's not giving up by any stretch out nearest to us. Looked like she was going to drop away, but that early speed, she's still carrying it through. She looks very lean at the blocks, I thought. Oh, great turn. Brilliant underwater as well from Colbert just above her. Godden's gone. Hill and Colbert going for first and second place. Colbert's going to take it. Hill grabbing the rein ropes, takes second place. Godden will be disappointed with that. Something happened. That's a poor swim from Godden. Colbert wins it in a 2:09. Hill in a 2:09 as well. And a 2:13, way slower than this morning for Maria Godden.
Yeah, I think Maria's going to be disappointed with that swim. She did look very comfortable in this morning's swim, so I think at that third 50, once she turned off, it just looked like she lost a lot of speed. Well done to Danielle Hill, really, really solid swim in a 2:09 there. I actually think she was swimming that little bit faster than Iona Colbert, but Iona Colbert just took that little bit more distance on her last turn, gained about half a body length and just held it right until the end.
Good to see Danielle Hill back to some kind of form as well. I thought the European she was struggling just a little bit, but she looks very lean on the blocks there, I thought, and that's, she has to say, as you mentioned as well, she's not a 200 specialist by any stretch. She's a sprint 50 and 100. That was a good swim from her. I think she'd be very happy with that.
Yeah, really happy, Danielle. You know, shouting to her a few weeks ago, she's given a lot of the 200s a go this year, the 200 frees, 200 backs, just to almost help the hundreds as well, you know. Sometimes having that experience of the 200 back or the 200 free kind of just really sets you up for the hundreds, because it kind of shows you, oh, the 200 hurts way worse. So, you know, good from her. She's still in the pool there. She's hurting, but she hung on really, really well. But just, as you said, John, that last turn from Colbert was just fantastic.
I think Danielle Hill's definitely putting herself through a bit of a grueling event as well these last 3 days. So she's going to come straight out of this 200 backstroke and she's going to get herself set up for the 50-meter front crawl, which is coming up next for the men's as well.
So we're going to the splash and dash now, the real splash and dash, the men's 50 free. We've got the women's coming as well. And we've got CB and A finals as well. This will be a bit of fun. 2 lengths of the pool. Some won't even take a breath. Might do them on a turn, perhaps. It's going to be interesting to see how we get on as we progress to the A finals. So I mean, look at actually who's in the A final for Ireland. We've got Tom Fannin from Laser. Callum Bain is also involved there, 24 and 26. This is our junior final then of the 50 free for men. And it's McLeod in 1, Smith, Winston, and Tom Page in 3, John Springer, Ryan Noonan, O'Loughlin Brophy, Cassidy, Mulhall. Just the 2 lengths of the pool, and this is all about getting your head down, hit the wall, and come back like an express train as fast as you possibly can, and hit the wall at the other end. Tactics kind of go out the window really on a 50 free. It's all about if you can take a little breaths, possibly none at all. It's very close in the middle. 7 had a chance there as well, but it's Springer who wins it in a 23.53.
Yeah, it was a great swim there from Springer. It's interesting again to see the different kind of front crawl strokes you can see throughout a 50-metre freestyle swim. So just there in the lane beside him, in lane number 3, we had Tom Page, very much a straight arm front crawl swimmer. He was on his shoulders throughout, but a strong finish from Jan Springer, Hamilton Swimming Club, 23, again to produce in the final swim.
Yeah, it was a great swim there. Really, really high rate. You want to be up near the 60 rates. That's what all the best guys are doing, so you need to have that rate up, but you also need to hold the water. You can't slip. So especially on short course, as you come into that turn, coming off that turn, you've got to get back into your rhythm straight away. There's no time to sort of stay underwater and kick to 15 or kick to 10 unless you're exceptionally good underwater. You need to get up, 2 or 3 kicks, get back into that rhythm, and definitely don't breathe in the last sort of 10, 12 meters if you're taking a breath. So on to the B final now.
John Short involved again.
Yeah.
He's going in lane number 1, Dibble for punishment. He's only 15.
He can hack it.
He can hack it, of course he can. It's only a young fella. That's Benjafar in 0, then Short in 1. And Candle of Hamilton, 16 years of age, 20-year-old Ali Alizamil of Nova Centurion. Then it's Cody Dunyan, the Irish swimmer from Ards, in 4. Conor Fitzgerald in 5. Maltese swimmer Rudy Spiteri in 6. Danny Morgan 7. Kilkenny's Brogan McAviney in 8. And Lisburn's Adam Colgan out in lane number 9. 2 lengths of the pool, B final, 50 freestyle. Irish record, incidentally, 21.35, stands to Shane Ryan, but he's not competing in this. They hit the 25-metre mark, and all in a line together. Perhaps lane 1, John Short's been dropped just a little bit, but he's already in his 2nd race, and this is the final day of competition. Lane 5, Conor Fitzgerald wins it, 20.01. Good time, about half a second quicker than our junior final. So 23.01 for him. Dunyan in 2nd place, and 3rd place for Spiteri from Malta.
Yeah, really good race there. It was all about the 2 middle lanes there, 4 and 5. Dunyan coming in 2nd, obviously. Fitzgerald as well, and 1st there. So it's just that finish there. Fitzgerald had the better finish. He just spotted that finish a little better. Dunyan just sort of glided a little bit too much and just lost a little bit of momentum. Still a PB for both of those boys, but they would have been vying to go that sub 23, 22. But it'll come next time. It'll come, boys. On this A final, looking forward to it.
Yeah, like you were saying, David, just in regards to their underwater, I know we said that underwaters are a lot faster in regards to certain events, but we had some people there that's staying under just a little bit too long.
Yeah.
So like you were saying, it definitely is just that splash and dash. Just get a couple of kicks off the wall, get up and just get out of people's wash and sprint into the wall. So, but a great swim there from Conor Fitzgerald to lane 5.
And there's our finalists then for the A final of the Splash and Dash, the men's 50 free. Always a great event this. Say Shane Ryan holds the Irish record of 21.35, but he's competed here this week. All right, he did a 50 back and won that. He won a 50 fly as well, but he's staying clear of the 50 free here, leaving it to the likes of Tom Fannin and Callum Bain. There's your lineup. It's Tebite in 0. He's from the local club, the NAC. Tom Truman, Nova Centurion, visiting swimmer. Thomas Leggett in 2. Dermot Sutton in 3 from Limerick. Tom Fannin, fastest qualifier. Bain alongside him from Cookstown. Experienced swimmers, these two. Fannon's 24, Bain's 26. It's Hussey Walsh in lane number 6 from the NAC. Lisburn represented by Dylan Drigest. Sam Winston in lane number 8, and then it's the NAC's Isaac Fitzmaurice out of lane number 9 in this 50 free final. If there's a tactic in a 50 free, what would it be?
Don't slip the water the first 4 or 5 strokes. Once you nail that transition from the underwater to the stroke, and you have to almost count your first 4 or 5 strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then build a 50 free. Even though a 50 free is a splash and dash, the shortest event in our sport. You have to build it. You can't just go max from the start, spin as fast as you can, because you will slip the water, and then you won't be able to get that back. Very hard to get that field back. So these boys will be looking to set their stroke up, 4 or 5 strokes in, and then it'll be build into that turn, and then it's just gung-ho, straight to the wall. Expect Callum Bain to be out ahead at 15. Tom Fannin in lane 4 will be really, really pushing a really high straight arm rate, and they'll be hunting him down. It's going to be good.
Oh, there's great anticipation on the blocks there. You can feel the energy.
I'm pumped for this one.
Great build-up from the DJ on the far side. Oh, pool goes quiet then for this A final. Men's 50 free. Away they go. 2 lengths of the pool. Is it Fannin and Bain, the top 2, that's going to take him through? Well, they've started well enough as well. And Bain turning at the top of the pool with the slightest lead. Alongside him is Fannin. Irish record 21.35. They're both under the 22 this morning in the heats. And this is going to be a blanket finish for the 2, the 4 and 5. 21.42, just outside the Irish record for Tom Fannin. 21.47 from Bain. And 22.64 for Hussey, way back in 3rd place. But what a race between those two, and they got very close to that Irish record. Great final.
Yeah, absolutely incredible swim there between Tom Fannin and Callum Bain. I think David was going to nearly jump on the pool there at one point. Definitely coming from his 50-metre front crawl speciality. It is a very highly anticipated race for David. But yeah, fantastic swim from the 2. We definitely saw that Callum had the early lead. His start, again, is second to none. But then Tom Fannin's just that straight arm and that turnover. He really just pipped him at the post there, didn't he?
Yeah, it was panned out how I thought it would. Fannin not actually rested for this one, so you know, that's his best is a 21.3, so just outside his best. And I think that actually was the best time for Callum, so it was fantastic. Fannin just sort of, he just decelerates the least in that last 5 metres. But great swim from Callum as well, those 2 boys. Awesome to watch that speed, the power off the blocks, the power off the turn. That was fantastic, loved that one. On to the women's now.
Yeah, on to the women's. We will have Danielle Hill and Victoria Callison coming up shortly in the women's final. More freestyle action to bring you. Danielle Hill's a busy program here as well. As you mentioned, already competed in the 200 backstroke, where she finished in 2nd place. But this is the junior final, 50 free for women. We will have a medal presentation at the end of this. And it's Isabel Mooney in 0, Megan Desmond in 1, Rogers from Trojan in 2, then Byrne of Bangor, Noroa Saints of Athlone, the 15-year-olds in 4. Liana Ledan of Limerick in 5, Niamh Kennedy in 6, Shona Began of Trojan in lane number 7, Katie Prunty is in lane number 8, and Clara Doherty is in lane number 9. In a rush together, they hit the top of the pool in this first of our finals. The juniors in the 50 freestyle for women, not much between them. Lane 5, I'd say Liana Ledan should get it. It does. 27.51. Not much in it though, just 7/100ths of a second. Lane 1 splashing the water there. Mega Diamond. I don't know whether she's happy or sad, but anyway, not a bad finish, and just had enough there in hand. Did Liana Ledan from Limerick to take the victory.
Yeah, I think Megan, to be honest, out in lane 1, she was definitely down first in that first 25, and then I think it was just the turn, she just didn't attack it as well as the other swimmers did. But Liana really coming back strong on that second 25 to take it in a 27.51, so great swim from Liana.
Yeah, it was really, really close down that last 25 there. 53 is fantastic, love watching it. Who's the fastest Irish female at the minute? That's what we're going to find out. Fastest Irish female through water. On the B final now. A few good names actually here. Naomi Trade of UCD, Molly McAlorum as well. The National Centre Ulster. She'll be going.
Our fastest qualifier is the Maltese swimmer in lane 4. That's on Young. So Bailey 0, and Alan Zemshi of Sunday's Well and Cork, and Trait, Falzon Young, McLaurin, Whitten Jones, the 2 Jones together. And then at lane number 9, Lexi Dunn. 2 lengths of the pool. B final. Women's 50 free.
Yeah, only 0.5 of a second separating the entire field here. So looking forward to a fast race.
Deep breaths.
Now lane 7 going down very late in Megan Jones, scaring the starter. And there they go, the first length of 2, hit the 25. And it's Witten up in 6, early lead, starting to fall away, those centre lanes coming through. Thousand Young, McLaurin in 5, just above her. Who's going to get the touch? Lane 3, I think, actually, Maya got it, yeah. It's Thousand Young just. Lane 3, Naomi Trade have to be content with second, just beaten by 3/100ths of a second. McLaurin in third.
Yeah, good swim there from the Maltese swimmer, dropping her time by 0.3. You could really see though with Naomi Trate again sticking with that UCD kind of straight arm front crawl. Really strong. I'd say if she had 1 or 2 more strokes, she might have just taken that win in that B final. But strong swim from the entire group.
Yeah, really close finish. Just shows you it's all about who can get their hand on the wall. Nothing to split those top 3 swimmers especially at all, right up until the last sort of meter. But it's who can get their hand on the wall, who can reach properly, who can get right onto their side, extend the chin right into your chest, rotate and finish in a perfect long stroke. Small margins in the 50 free, they all matter.
So we've done with the juniors, we've done with the B finals. Now here are the fastest 10 qualifiers into the A final. That senior record, you see the top of your screen there, 24.44, stands to Danielle Hill, who's in lane 4. She was second in the 200 back earlier today. Said very busy program for the Irish Olympian. She's the fastest qualifier from the heats this morning in a 23.3. But watch out for Victoria Caddison, the European swimmer, 25.89. So Phelan in 0. Hodgson, Grace Davison of Ards, Caddison Hill, Ellen Reardon cannot be discounted either from lane number 5. Lagarda Hamilton, one of the visiting swimmers, in 6. Ellie McCartney is in 7. Molly Nolte, and then Jenna McDougall, UCD, out in lane number 9.
Yeah, I think
it's going to be a good race, this Indy, between Hill and Victoria Caddison, I would think.
Yeah, I think we have a strong kind of middle contenders there. So Danielle Hill and Victoria Caddison. Obviously, Victoria Caddison really picking up with, David and I were talking about it this morning, she's really picking up her sprint work this past year. So yeah, not to rule her out. But we also have Erin Reardon of NCD as well coming in lane 5. She's still hitting that 25 mark just like Danielle Hill and Victoria Caddison, and she looks strong in that race as well. So be interesting to see if we can lower those 25s from those 3 swimmers.
Yeah, Hill obviously with the most experience in this event. Commonwealth finalist. Caddison's start has improved so much over the last year or so.
23-year-old Hill in 4, 21-year-old Caddison alongside her in lane number 3. Are they going to be the top 2? We shall see how it falls in the next blink of an eye. 25 odd seconds as they hit the water now in this women's 50 free final. Hill has the early lead. It's the 25, Caddison just below her, and above her in 5 it's Ellen Reardon. Reardon and Hill together. Has Reardon got enough here to take the victory? I think she might beat the Irish record holder. She's done it. 25 flat. Wow. Hill in second place, 25.13. Caddison has to be content with the bronze.
Great swim, Erin Reardon. Fantastic. Just up that rate, the high octane freestyle stroke. She just looked like she was moving so much faster.
She just really attacked that turn though. She was coming in pretty much level with the rest, and just that flip turn, she just got her knees in so close to her chest and just kicked off that wall just a little bit faster than Danielle Hill and Victoria Caddison. So amazing swim. She did look really strong in that heat, so yeah, I was looking forward to seeing what time she's going to produce there.
That was fantastic. Really strong. Hill in second again. She'll be upset with that one, but can't take that away from Reardon. Caddison just didn't have the speed there at the end. You know, she's more of a 200, 400 specialist. The 50 is so different.
You know, the amount of swims that they've had this week between themselves, maybe is paying towards the end of the week, but Erin Reardon can only beat what's put in front of her, and she was a terrific swim from her. As I mentioned, the Irish record is 24.44, which stands to Hill, but 25 flat, that's what?
Not to be sniffed at.
Yeah, a lot quicker than her heat time this morning.
Yeah, Danielle's still in the pool there, just getting out. You can see her. She's obviously hurting, has raced a lot this week. There she is, getting out. She's ready for a pizza.
I think we just announced some sort of junior record. Was it 25.73 from one of our swimmers in the last heat?
Was there a junior record there?
Okay, we're going to take a little break from up here. We've got a medal presentation to come, so we'll be back shortly with the live action. What have we got to come? We've got Daniel Whitten. We know Whiffen coming in the 400 free. Let's see what he can do in that. Don't have A finals for the 50 breaststroke for men and women, so straight finals, they're coming up very shortly. Then we've got the 100 fly, C, B and A finals for men and women to bring you in a packed program here on the final day of competition. So we'll take a break from up here and head you down for the medal presentations.
Okay, so medals presented this evening by our race starter, Helen Desmond, and Patricia Cleary, ex-president of Swim Ireland. And we were presenting junior medals to our men in the 200-metre backstroke, a bronze medal to Adam Barnes of National Centre Ulster, a silver medal to Bryden Byrne of Bangor, and a junior gold medal to John Short of National Centre Limerick. Okay, so these are our senior medals for the men's 200-metre backstroke. A commemorative medal is presented by Helen Desmond, racer, to Thomas Waring of Malta, one of our visiting countries over to see us in this competition. A bronze medal to Bryden Byrne of Bangor. Silver medal presented to Neddy Irwin of National Centre Limerick. And Irish Winter Championships 2022 champion 200 metre backstroke, John Short of National Centre Limerick. Congratulations, all of you. Thanks very much to Helen. We will now present medals to our ladies in the 200 metre backstroke. So these are our junior medalists in the women's 200 metre backstroke. And Patricia Cleary will present a bronze medal to Roisin of National Centre Limerick, who, subject to ratification, actually broke her own world record in the final today. So not only did she break it this morning, she made it a bit better. Congratulations, Roisin. A silver medal is presented to Shannon Byrne of Bangor. And junior gold medal this evening to Leah Bailey of New Ross. Congratulations, ladies. You Roisin off. Okay, so now our senior medalists for the women's 200 metre backstroke. So medals presented this evening by Patricia Cleary and Helen Desmond. A bronze medal presented to Jenna McDougall of UCD. Congratulations, Jenna. A silver medal this evening presented to Maria Godden of National Centre Limerick. A commemorative medal will be presented to Iona of Nova Centurion, one of our visiting teams over from Nottingham in the UK. And 2022 champion, Irish Winter Championships 200 metre backstroke is Danielle Hill, gold medalist from Larne. Thank you, ladies. Thanks very much to Helen Desmond and Patricia Cleary.
That's our first ever medal presentations done and dusted. We've had a busy program so far. It's been exciting stuff. watching Erin Reardon win the women's 53. Danielle Hill in second place and Victoria Callison in third. It was a terrific race. So we've just got the one final. We've had CB and A finals for our Splash and Dash 53s, but just for the two breaststrokes, we're going straight to a final. And again, this could be a good one. Paul Cox 0, Lisburn for the first of the 50 breaststroke finals. Starting with the men, Tom Page in 2, Dermot Sutton in 2, I should say, Page in 1, Morgan Berryman in 3, Andrew Moore, fastest qualifier, 27 flat this morning in the heats. Owen Corby alongside him, the 20-year-old. He's a breaststroke specialist. Corby has beaten Dara Green already this week. The Olympian, he goes in lane 5, then Liam O'Connor, Daniel Mulholland in 7, Matt Hand in 8, and Corti Ansky of Nova Centurion, he's out in lane number 9.
Yeah, we had a fantastic swim this morning from Andrew Moore, actually. I remember his swim, really, really strong, really powerful, pretty much staying on top of the water throughout. But we can't forget about, obviously, Owen Corby coming in lane 5. I know he's qualified 0.6, a little bit slower than Andy Moore. So it'll be a great race between the two of them.
Yeah, Owen Corby never actually been a 26 short course, so he'll definitely do that here. Like I said earlier, it's all about that high rate. Can you hold the water like that Adam PDS stroke? He's transformed breaststroke to more of a pure power stroke. You need to have crazy upper body strength. Look at these guys, they're all monsters. You need to have really strong chest, really strong back, and just up that rate, but you gotta hold the water. Looking for Andrew Moore leaping like a salmon off the block here.
That's about time the Irish record went. 26.35. Alex Murphy still holds that. 7 years old now. European bronze short course medalist. Good start. By Moore and Corby. As they hit the top of the pool now. Just the 2 lengths. It's gone straight to an A final, as I say. Moore in lane number 4. He's got the best start. Corby's coming after him now in the last couple of meters, but he's not going to get there. And Moore wins at 27.03, just slightly slower than his heat time this morning by 3/100ths of a second. Corby had to be content with second place. Maybe the busy program caught up with him this week. Liam O'Connor was in 3rd.
Yeah, it was a great swim there. Like we said from this morning, Andy Moore just looked like he was really on form, really powerful. You can see that massive chest drive up out of the water and then just driving forward. I am surprised at the time, 27.03. Like David said, he really does leap like a salmon off of the block. I actually didn't realise how much airtime he gets off of his dive. That was absolutely incredible. But I think his breakout, he might have just left that last pull just a little bit too late because his head was nearly breaking the surface before that initial pull. So maybe that's where he's lost his time on that 50 breaststroke.
Yeah, I know both those boys would have wanted to go 26. Andrew Moore retiring after this, so Corby's definitely capable of a 26 as well. He'll be annoyed at that one, you know, especially after that stellar performance in the 100 and the 200. So some work to do on the start, maybe rocks back a wee bit too much, I noticed there. So when the starter said take your marks, he just rocked back a little too much, kind of sort of losing momentum, so you have to counteract that balance when you rock back. So lots to work on for him on that 50.
On to the women's we go then. Ellie Campbell is in 0, Beth Gardner in 1, Emer Doyle in 2, and Ciara Fletcher. Niamh Coyne is the fastest qualifier. She's actually the Irish record holder over the 200. Fastest qualifier from the heats this morning. Kershaw of Hamilton in 5, Ava Jones in 6, and 2 Sundays will swimmers side by side from Cork. Isabel Kidney, Beth Nolan 7 and 8. Mil Califf of Malta is in lane number 9. Irish record, the Mona McSharry, 25.59. They're going to have to go a lot quicker than the heat times this morning. Just make sure I get that one right. Yeah, 29.59, yeah, not 25. 29.59 Irish record, so it's just sub 30. World record, Ruta Minatite. Oh, John Rudd used to coach her, back from a year's ban from the sport as well. She'll be surely in the water. She's broke her first world record since 2013 in the World Championships, 28.37. That's on the world scene. This is on the domestic scene here. The Irish Championship final at the Winter Nationals in the 50 breaststroke. Lane 4, Niamh Coyne, 21 years of age, from Tala, swims here at the National Centre as the lead. High bobbing style from her. Alongside her is Jade Kershaw, the 15-year-old from Dubai. Pretty close between these two. I think Coyne may just have enough, glides into the finish. Wasn't the prettiest of finishes there from Niamh Coyne. 31.30, Kershaw second, Fletcher third.
Yeah, we definitely knew that Niamh had this final in her. She was the fastest qualifying, only one going into the final with a 31. She did look strong this morning. Again, like you said, not the strongest of finishes from her there, so probably could have dipped maybe below into that 30-second mark, or 30 points high. But again, still strong swim from there, Niamh Coyne.
Yeah, she'll be happy to get that national title. 31.3. Still a good bit off the Irish senior record. But Coyne obviously more of a 100, 200 sort of swimmer. So the 50 breast is an awkward one. It's it's hard to sort of get right, I think, the timing of it. It's very, very difficult to get that high speed of the arms, but also hold the water at the same time, that relaxed aggression. So moving on now. Men's 100 fly. Really fascinating event, short course, I think. Really, really obvious from up here. We've got a great vantage point to see the momentum into the turns. You have to carry that momentum into the turn. You know, if you glide too long, if you stab the wall, you know, it kills your momentum to get off the wall fast again. So you've got 3 turns, lads, to nail, and the rest will take care of itself.
It's the junior final then of the men's 100 fly. Wisnichenko from Splash World, the 15-year-olds in 1, then Ollie Brennan in 2 from Cool Mine. Daniel Daly, Hamilton, Lawrence, David Leggett alongside him in 4, Alex McMullen, Lisburn, Van Bridges, Liam Og Mathers, and then Dara Ronan, Sligo. The 18-year-old is in lane number 7. We've got 4 lengths of the pool. This is the junior or C final of the men's 100 fly.
Yeah, so what we're going to see here from the lads is they're going to take it out probably a relaxed fast, so 95% effort, but trying to keep a nice breathing rhythm throughout. So some of them breathing every stroke, some of them breathing every 2, and then they really have to hit this second 25 on point and just dig into this third 25.
Well, we don't have the timing on the screen there, but I can tell you Mathers leads them through at the halfway mark, 27.59. Now they're timing back now as they come down to 25 to go. Mathers has lost that lead though. So lane 4, Leggett, McMullen. Lane 3, Daly also involved. The man from Hamilton, the orange cap, there he is, centre of your shot, bringing him home very nicely over the last 25 metres. Spots it very well. Good swim from him, sub 60 second, 58.95. Daly, Mathers, McMullen, you 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 4 guys under the 60-second mark there. Mathers, Daly, sorry, good bit faster than this morning, a full 1.5 seconds faster than this morning. Perfect finish, look at that, spotted it perfectly. He'll have loved as he was coming into the wall India. You'll know from doing this event, knowing you're going to nail your finish, you'll know 2 or 3 strokes out, don't you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So like I said before, it's not about not like back row where you're using the flags to try and gauge where you are. It's definitely about knowing your stroke count when it comes to fly. So each of these swimmers will know how many strokes it takes them to get down each length, and if they're hitting everything perfectly, they're hitting their underwaters, they're hitting their turn right, they should be hitting those stroke counts and hitting the wall perfectly every time. David Leggett unfortunately took it out nice and strong, but really just started to hurt coming in onto that third turn.
That's your B final lineup there in front of you on the screen. And it's Dara Morgan in 0. Oyed Nichols, Nova Centurion, 16 years of age alongside him. Morgan also a teenager, 16, as is Conor Fitzgerald from Limerick. 2 Maltese swimmers in the middle lanes, 3 and 4. Simon Malia and John Paul Davis in 4. Oisin Tebbit from the NAC in 5, Michael Keogh in 6, Peter Higgins 7, Cian Mason 8 from the Kingdom Swimming Club down in Kerry, and Matthew Hamilton from Lisburn, 15 years of age, in lane number 9. B final, 100 fly on this final day of competition as they hit the water. 4 lengths of the pool. And the C final, the juniors already through. Win for Hamilton. This one you would think the 2 Maltese swimmers might be to the fore in lanes 3 and 4.
Yeah, really, really smooth beginning here. Keeping that chin really low as you breathe. Don't let the body position come up too high. John Paul Davis, 25.9, leading us out. Good to get out under 26 seconds. Put yourself in the best chance to hang on. And keep the momentum going. When you begin to get tired, you don't want to go up and down. Because of the undulation of fly, you'll up and down will begin to creep in. You want to keep everything moving forwards. But he's having a great swim.
Conor Fitzgerald's in lane number 2 there. He's not going to get them, but looks like 4 as the call here. Davis wins it 56.62, quicker than the C final. Respectable time, 56.62. Conor hung on actually for a fine second place there from lane number 2. And Mali of Malta, he split the 2 of them there. Maltese swimmers 1 and 3.
Yeah, great drop in time there, 56.62. So turning on that 25.99, you could clearly see that he was on form coming into that first 50. And again, his turns are absolutely phenomenal. So really grabbing onto the wall and then straight back into that streamline. And as David said, just kept that stroke nice and low, breaking the water pretty much with his chin on every single breath and just propelling himself forward. So great swim there, 26.62. Sorry, 56.62.
Yeah. Really good. Good this. A final now, some great young names here. Some great juniors in here actually. Evan Bailey, Jack Casson, Charlie Eatwell. This is going to be a really, really interesting race. Bailey obviously a freestyle specialist. 100 freestyle. Also very, very good medley swimmer. Jack Casson obviously that Irish junior record last night in the 400 medley. National Centre Limerick. This is going to be a fantastic race.
Evan Bailey set an Irish junior record in the heats. Beat Paddy Johnson's 3-year-old record by 400 of a second. And he'll be hoping to lower that 53.51. Irish senior record 50.53. Shane Ryan. 100 fly. McClelland's Maher in 0. So many people these days with double barrel names. Number 1 is O'Loughlin. Number 2, Thompson. And Charlie Eatwell. Bailey, new junior record holder from New Ross. Jack Casson. Beside him is Brogan McIvney from Kilkenny. Adam Candle from the visiting Dubai club. Tom Page, Nova Centurion. And Lisburn 17-year-old Dylan Rigest is in the outside lane for this, the final of the 100 fly for men.
Yeah, I think Evan Bailey might just be that clear winner here. The only person going in with a 53. So 53.5 is his entry time. And then at this times either side of him, we've got Jack Casson coming in on a 54 and Charlie Eatwell on a 55. So it'll be a great race, I think, for the silver and the bronze. But let's have a look at Evan Bailey coming in for this 100 fly.
Yeah, watch out for this really long loop and stroke Evan Bailey has. He just catches so much water and just a long wingspan. Really nice stroke. I like it a lot.
Lane 9. Jess decided to go down as the last of the swimmers. Good start from lane 1. David B. O'Loughlin from Tala. 25 lead he has. Centre lanes now starting to come through as we come up to the 50-metre mark. Men's 100 fly final. Lane 5. Jack Casson. 25.16, hunting him down, Evan Bailey, new Irish junior record holder this morning, 25.53 in second. It's going to be a good battle between them. 2, O'Loughlin's been dropped, not surprised, he took it out hard, couldn't bring it home, but these two in the centre lanes have it all to do. Long glide from Bailey in lane 4, up alongside him in lane 5, it is Jack Casson who gets it. Good swim, Jack Casson, 53.23. That's much faster than this morning time. He was a 54.29. Bailey broke the junior record. He's not happy at all, Bailey. And also in lane 3, not happy at all was Charlie Eatwell, but McInerney finished in third. Yeah, Eatwell took the third place there. It was a great race between those front two.
Yeah, that's a new Irish junior record for Jack Casson, so he takes it off Bailey. Bailey had it only for a couple of hours. Casson's got it now. That's why Bailey was raging with that one. Evan Bailey just stayed under a little bit too long on that last turn. You needed to get up slightly earlier. You were coming back at Casson, but Casson had a fantastic swim. You know, he nailed that finish, and it was only 2/10 in it. But yeah, well done, Jack Casson, new Irish junior record holder.
Yeah, like David said, I think it was just one kick too long for Evan Bailey there off that last turn. I think he definitely had the speed to try and catch Jack Casson on that last 25, but just staying under, I definitely think held him back a little bit. But at the end of the day, these two boys are only 17 and 18. They're not even at peak strength yet, so they've got an amazing future ahead of them on that 100 fly.
And the good thing about it as well is they're able to push each other along in that final. So we got a junior record this morning in the heats, as you mentioned, for Evan Bailey, and now Jack's taking it off him. So if they're battling each other like that, they're coming down in times.
Yeah, it's just that healthy competition, isn't it? So, you know, seeing as Evan Bailey only had it for a couple hours, I'm sure he's going to come back in the next heat and he's going to want to take it back. So, yeah, I think it's just healthy competition between the two of them.
Yeah, you got a whole year to wait, Evan, to get it back. No more short course after today. It'll all be about the long course in 2023.
All right, this is the 100 fly for women then. This is the junior or C final. We've got 10 competing in this. Kate Kelly from Sharks in 0, then Anna McKiernan in 1, Ruby Carney, Swan Leisure in 2, Saoirse Dolan in 3, Hannah Molloy, fastest qualifier, the 15-year-old is in 4 I should say. Heather Fain's in 5, Eliza Logan in 6, Ross Fallon from Athlone in 7, Dable in 8, and Winterback in lane number 9. 4 lengths of the pool. This is the C final, or the juniors, in the 100 fly. We're missing lane 4.
Yeah, so
Hannah Molloy.
We're missing that fastest qualifier, Hannah Molloy. Fastest time in at 1:07.26, but we still have lane 5, Heather Fain. She's taken it out nice and strong at a 30.14. I think she's definitely going to break this 107. I was looking for her to go out in a 31.5 if she wanted to break it. So taking it out nice and hard on that 30.14. I'm gonna suggest maybe she comes in on around a 105 now. So let's just hope she can keep this pace going.
Yeah, Dolphin swimmer looking really nice, really strong. Just got to keep that rate up here. The last 10 meters coming in now. Get the head down. Great shot there. See if she spots the finish. Yeah, not bad. It's India Seb, 105.7. She takes it good 2 seconds faster than she was this morning.
Her junior record stands to Ellen Walsh at 59.59. She's obviously a senior now, so they're quite a way off that. Work to do, but good win for Heather Fain.
Yeah, great swim from Heather. So again, I think she did what she was meant to. She went out and she took it out hard on a 30.1. Coming back on a 35.5, she probably needs to work a little bit more on that second part of her 100. But again, great win for her there and dropping her time by nearly 2 seconds. So fantastic swim.
Here's our B final. That's the result, I should say. Fain wins, Logan second. Athlone swimmer Lucia Ross Villion on third place. Up to B final now. Here's the competitors then. Ivory in 0 for Asgard. Sophia Quigley in 1. Nisha Allen in 2 for Terranure. Danielle Farrell from Sligo. She's actually based at the National Performance Centre in Limerick, is Danielle Farrell. Hannah Poynton from Trojan. She's 14 years of age. Is in lane 4, fastest qualifier into this B final. Hannah O'Shea, Dolphin. From Belfast, represented by Rosie Whitten in lane number 6. Eva Bailey, she's been busy here as well as Eva Bailey, making a lot of consolation finals herself. The 15-year-old from New Ross. Michaela Portelli from Malta in 8. And then Hazel Bentley, the 18-year-old from Asgard, in lane number 9. 4 lengths of the pool. The way we go for the B final. 100 metres butterfly for women. Poynton, lane 4, fastest qualifier in a 1:05.61 from the heats this morning.
Yeah, the 14-year-old from Trojan, she actually had a really strong swim this morning, Hannah Poynton. Myself and Dave were commenting on it. So looking to see a little bit of an improvement on it here, because she did look comfortable coming into this final swim. Taking it a little bit slower than the rest. Don't know if this is the tactic or she's just feeling a little bit heavy. We've got lane 5, I think, coming in first there. Oh no, we've got lane 1 actually, 30.12, Zofia Quigley from Ards.
Yeah, very, very even here. A few outliers at the minute, but it'll be a close race. This last turn will define it all. It looks to be still Quigley. She's swimming. Ards having a really great meet, but coming through now. The Dolphin swimmer in the middle. That is Hannah O'Shea. She's going to take this one.
And comfortably too.
Yeah, a bit of a glide into the wall.
Well, lane 1, Sophia Quigley takes second place. And Danielle Farrell in third. But O'Shea showed them a clean pair of heels down that last 25. Good swim, 1:04.05. About a half a second ahead of the rest of the field.
Yeah, much faster swim there for the B finalist, 1:04.05. Really, really good swim. Don't know what happened to Hannah Poynton there, 14-year-old. She came in 9th there, I think, in that swim. So she must have just died off a little bit. But again, she's only 14, so it's just experience, I guess, racing from day to day, morning to finals. Probably just needs to work a little bit more on her recovery.
Yeah, a bit of fatigue setting in. Probably this is day 3. So, and of course, it's been bunched together into 3 days. Usually, an Irish Open meet would be 4 or 5 days. But the short courses sort of squished together a bit into the 3 days. So a really busy racing schedule.
As we move to the A final then, the fastest swimmers from the heats have progressed to this A final. And Ellie McCartney is our fastest qualifier, just ahead of Connie Phillips from Nova Centurion. But Ellie McCartney goes in lane number 4. Ellen Walsh holds the Irish senior record in this. 56.68. That's a blisteringly fast time.
Yeah, it's fast.
Very fast. It's good to see Ellen back winning the 100 or the 50 fly yesterday, but not swimming this evening. But it's a slow progression to get her back to full fitness after a long year of illness and injury. But she put in a very quick time in the 50 fly yesterday, so stages left now for these, with Jameson in 1, McAndrew in 2, Conroy 3, then Burns Aiken from Banbridge, Ellie McCartney from Ards is in 4, Phillips in 5, Emma Erskine, her Nova Centurion teammate, in 6, Sharon Semsey in 7, and Pippa Mulhall, and outside in lane number 9 it's Hannah McCabery.
Yeah, it's going to be a good race here between Ellie McCartney and Connie Phillips of Nova Centurion. Ellie McCartney really having a strong heat swim, so bringing it down. I think she's well capable of breaking that minute mark, bringing it down to a 59. I'd say 59 mid, to be honest. There was a couple of technical things that she might need to work on. There was one turn that she was coming in on a half stroke, so if she can nail that in the final, she'll definitely be bringing it down that 60 points.
59, the target for some of these middle girls here. Well, unsure of the Nova swimmers' best times. They might have already done it, but that'll be the goal.
I'm liking to swim Ireland all in black. We've seen it from Danielle Hill, and now we've got to see it from Ellie McCartney. Black cap, black suit, middle lane. 25 gone. McCartney leads, just about. Above her is Connie Phillips in lane 5, the 16-year-old green cap from Nova Centurion. The way this race is unfolding as they hit the 50, it's between the Irish swimmer McCartney and the Nova Centurion swimmer Phillips. Phillips has the slight lead, McCartney in second place.
McCartney had the better turn though. Really can't split them here. You know, both girls having a really high rate. They're going to try and up the rate coming into this last turn. Who has a better transition and breakout? Oh, you can't pick between them, can you? But both of them breathing every stroke.
Phillips is just starting to pull ahead.
Pull ahead, Phillips. Get the head down, girls.
It's all about the wall. And it is
59.98.
Yeah, sub-minute just by 2/100ths of a second. Some delighted swimmers alongside her with PBs, no doubt. Lane 3, Alana Burns-Aiken happy with her time of 61.14. But McCartney, fastest qualifier, but in the end, it's Connie Phillips who takes the win.
Yeah, really nice swim there from Connie Phillips. You could see there from Ellie McCartney, she just took it out.
Ugly finish though, that was a bit of an ugly finish.
Bit of an ugly finish, but
yeah.
You can tell from her 50 split as well, she just took it out a little bit too slow. If she was looking to break that 60 seconds, she definitely needs to be down around a 27 mid, 27.5, 27.6 if she wants to be hitting on that 59 mark for the 100 metres. I think she kind of just eased up a little bit. Well, not eased up, she tied up a little bit on that last 25. So I definitely think she is capable of that 60 point, but you can see how much that meant to Connie Phillips there, breaking that 60 seconds, coming in on a 59.98. So great swim from the Nova Centurion swimmer.
Yeah, not too shabby at all. Can't argue with a 59 point on a 100 fly. Yeah, McCartney just a few technical things, like India said, she needs to work on that fly, but she's a breaststroker, so she's just doing this event for a bit of fun. So I'll go 60 point low on an event that's a bit of fun.
I do love to watch her stroke though. She does have that Michael Phelps breathing every one, really driving forward in every single stroke. So I think she has got fly in her. She's definitely a good flyer. But yeah, if she just works on those technical things, definitely drop that time a good bit.
Okay, we're just going to take a little hold to proceedings in the pool to go to the left-hand side. You can see the presentation area. I'm going to hand it down to the presentation area for our next set of medals.
50 freestyle. I can see some of you gathered. We are looking for Dylan Registe of Lisbon, Thomas Leggett of Larne, and Matthew Walsh-Hussey, NAC. And we also need Rosalie Phelan of Cormorant, Ellie McCartney, National Centre Ulster, Grace Davison of Ards, Victoria Cutson, Daniel Hill, and Erin Reardon. So these are our junior medalists for the men's 50-metre freestyle. A bronze medal to Dylan Registe from Lisbon City, presented by Gary Stoops. Silver medal to Thomas Leggett of Larne, looking very Christmassy. And a junior gold medal this evening to Matthew Walsh-Hussey of NAC. Now for the senior medals in the men's 50 freestyle. So these are our men's 50 freestyle medalists. A bronze medal presented by Gary Stoops to Matthew Walsh-Hussey of NAC. Patricia Cleary and Gary Stoops presenting medals here. To silver medal to Callum Bain of Cookstown. And Irish Winter Championships 2022 champion gold medalist is Tom Fannon from National Centre Dublin. These are our ladies 50 freestyle medalists. So junior medals. Gary Stoops presenting a medal to Rosalie Phelan of Cormorant, a junior bronze medal. Silver junior to Ellie McCartney of National Centre Ulster. And congratulations to Grace Davison of Ards for her junior gold and a new Irish junior record in the 50 metre style. Okay, so our senior girls, could we have Victoria Catterson, Daniel Hill and Erin Reardon? Okay, so a bronze medal presented to Victoria Catterson of National Centre Ulster. Thanks very much to Gary Stoops and Patricia Cleary. And we're going to Irish Winter Championships 2022 champion gold medalist is Erin Reardon from National Centre Dublin. That's our 50 freestyle ladies medalists. Okay, so do we have our ladies for the 50 breaststroke? Okay, so these are our ladies 50 metre breaststroke medalists. Okay, so a commemorative medal presented to Kira Fletcher from Nova Centurion over here from Nottingham in the UK. Congratulations, Kira. Bronze medalist this evening is Emma Doyle from National Centre Limerick. A commemorative medal to Jade Quersher from Hamilton Aquatics. And silver medal this evening to Ava Jones of Portmarnock. And Irish Winter Championships 2022 champion, gold medalist is Niamh Coyne from National Centre Dublin. These are our men's 50 breaststroke medalists, one of which is lining up for his next race. Thanks very much for taking time. Okay, so Gary Stoops will present the bronze medal to Liam O'Connor from Terenure. Silver medal to Owen Corby of National Centre Limerick. And 2022 Irish Winter Championships champion and gold medalist for the 50-metre breaststroke is Andrew Moore, National Centre Dublin.
Welcome back after the medal presentation, and now we move on to the loneliness of the long distance swimmer. The one man who made the C final,
God help him.
Merrigan, the 16-year-old from Dublin. Just not enough room for him in the next two, because we've run out of room. We've got 21 competing here, 10 in the B final, 10 in the A final, and just poor old Ben on his own in lane C, or in C, or lane 4, the 16-year-old from Dublin. And it's all about the clock, though. I mean, this is what swimmers do. They swim against the clock. It's great to be swimming against different competitors, but times you've got to see if you can beat your PB. And he's heat time 2:20.97. Can he go sub that? All 4 strokes involved here, 50 metres each on fly, backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle.
Yeah, of course you can. I don't think I've ever wanted a swimmer to do better in my life. He's on his own here. Come on, Ben.
Yeah, you know, a fair play to him. It takes a good bit of confidence as well just to walk out on your own, you know, coming up for that C final. So hopefully he was just in the zone. He's ready just to race the clock here, coming in strong in that first 50. He's turning on a 28.87, so looking nice and comfortable, turning onto his back. At least he hasn't got the wash from anyone else. He just gets a clear pull now to try and beat that time from this morning.
Yeah, looking really, really smooth. Nobody to put him off. He's just got to swim his own race. Really unique situation to be in. So everyone here willing him on. So India said that's not easy doing that on your own. Coming into the turn here now. 64 probably, 63.8. Good turn, good transition.
Yeah, you can hear that atmosphere, and it really starts to pick up in the NXT. I think everyone is behind Ben Merrigan of Dolphin, the 16-year-old, turning onto the breaststroke leg, turning on a 103. So he's got a 117 to come back on for this breaststroke and front crawl if he wants to equal the time. So let's hope that he gets a little bit faster, seeing as he's going out on his own.
Andrew Bree, our on-course commentating, urging the crowd here to urge Ben on. Now we're getting this whoop as he comes up out of the water on this breaststroke leg. He'll come down and touch the wall. He's got 50 metres to go then in this 200 IM. For men, it's the C final, but he's all on his own. 2:20.97 is the time to beat for him from his heat times this morning. A 1:49.25 there. Irish record, incidentally, is a 1:56.7. Brendan Highland holds that blistering time. He won't go anywhere near that, but if he can get into a personal best here, I think he'd be more than happy to swimming on his own. So 25 minutes to go on the freestyle. This is starting to hurt now for 16-year-old Ben Merrigan from the Dolphin Swimming Club. Coming up to finish this C final. 5 to go. Come on, Ben, drive it in there.
Good lad. Just outside what he went this morning. That's no easy thing to do. Mick McCormack, head coach of Cork Dolphins, will certainly be proud of his swimmer.
Yeah, again, fair play to Ben there. Not easy to go out on your own and try and swim that 200 IM. I'd say he could have gone a little bit faster. Maybe he had a bit of competition on either side of him, left to the right. But again, fair play to him for even just getting up and doing that 200 IM on his own.
There's a lot of pain there's to come on that young face, Ben Merrigan. Hello,
it's Christmas, Ben. Smile. You're done now.
Now, we got 10 in our B final. Euro swimmer Karsodi Nagy is our fastest qualifier into this B final. Visiting swimmer Sebastian Chilcott alongside him. And the nice thing about this, Indy, is that the league can change quite a bit, can't it? Because it is an individual medley and depends on how good you are at your different strokes.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we spoke about, so we've already had the 100 IM and we've had the 400 IM. So 100, a little bit more of a sprint, 400, a little bit more technical. So David and I have spoken about 200. It's kind of turning more into a sprint event, but again, we've got the 50 fly to start, 50 back, and then it's really on that breaststroke leg that we're going to see who's going to dominate the field. So as long as people can kind of stay level for those first 100, we'll see who's going to take the lead on that 50 breaststroke.
Away they go then. Fane in 1, McGowan in 2, John Mulhall in 2, I should say. McGowan in 1, Cormac Green in 3, Karsodi Nagy in 4, Chilcott 5, Pfeiffer 6, Mulholland, Mallet, Moan from Banbridge, the 16-year-old across the pool at the top. And centre lane so far, 4 and 5. And Karsodi Nagy in 4, Chilcott in 5. There you 1, 2.
Yeah, tightly bunched up here. Backstroke, usually the stroke where swimmers can tend to switch off a wee bit. But it's important to build the backstroke. I think that's the key to a 200 medley. You chill sort of the fly, strong effort on the fly, build the backstroke, hammer the breaststroke, and then really just try and hang on the freestyle. So really tight coming into this breaststroke turn, but as India said, the breaststroke will be what separates this field. It is Karsodi Nagy, 61.4.
Just a little toe there from Chilcott as he got close to him along the lane rope onto the breaststroke. This is where usually medleys are won and lost, as you said, David. Karsodi Nagy just coming up alongside lane 4. He's got that lead. Have a look up at lane 6, 7. Is it 7? Yeah, it's Mulhall. Yeah. In the red cap, he's got a good breaststroke leg. You can see him there, top of your picture. He's getting interested here. And they're going to turn it out to 50 to go, and they're onto the freestyle.
Yeah, so we've had multiple changes here of the leaders. So we had a strong 50 fly from a lot of this pack, pretty much evened out on the 50-metre backstroke. We had Mulholland really gain some strength here on the 50-metre breaststroke. But now we've got another change of leader. We've got lane at number 3. We've got Cormac Ryan of Trident really taking the lead here. Hopefully he can hold on for this last 25, bringing in that leg kick.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, really long stroke.
Yeah, that's amazing. And he's really grabbing the water there. That's just amazing. Lane 3, Cormac Ryan from Trident.
Yeah, wow.
2:11.44. That's a fantastic breaststroke. What a stylist he is too. Long arms, grabbing the water, putting it behind him, and pulling away from the field. 30.33 split.
Yeah, that's one of the most unique freestyles I've ever seen. Look at that, straight over the top. Awesome. Yeah, he's made that style his own, and he just pulled away there. Didn't look like anybody else was going to be near him.
Yeah, that's one of the best 50 front crawls and end to a 200 IM I've seen in a long time. Very elegant, really, really long stroke, and his grasp on the water is absolutely incredible. So big reduction there on his prelim time. I think he's gone from a 2:12 right down to that 2:11. So nice work to him for taking that B final.
Quicker than his heat this morning, yeah. So I was just very impressed with that style. That last 50 from him and the freestyle was just brilliant. What a stylist.
Really exciting A final now. Coming up. Mark Schranek obviously had that 4:01 in that 400 medley last night, so no doubt he'll be the leader. Look out for the Irish boys around him. Caden McCarthy of Limerick, Corby as well. Be a bit disappointed after that 50 breast, the 27.3 I think he was. So he'll want a bit of redemption here in his last event of this championships.
Yeah, we had our 3 middle swimmers taken nice and easy actually this morning, didn't we? We only had 3 meets, so we all knew they were going to make the final this evening. So Caden McCarthy in lane 3, we've got Mark Schranek in lane 4 and Owen Corby in lane 5. Definitely going to be improving on those times that they achieved in those prelims.
Sir Lanham then Cummins in 0, Coyne in 1, Dunyan and Caden McCarthy. 2 Limerick swimmers side by side, although strictly Sharnick's a Scottish swimmer, NCAA champion, Commonwealth Games medalist. He's 27 now. He's in 4, winner of the 400 IM, as David mentioned, in a blistering 4:01. Owen Corby's alongside him from Limerick in lane number 5. Then Matthew Hand from Ards, Thomas Waring from Malta, Angus Cook from Limerick, and Nova Centurions Cyril Hansen Schlipper out in lane number 9. 10 swimmers in this event.
So
A final.
Mark just taking his time here, getting himself prepped and primed for this 200 IM. Really bigging himself up here.
That's that experience. You see all the other swimmers now are ready. You know, they're all by the block. They've had their tops off for a while, so the body heat will be leaving them, whereas Mark Schranek is so experienced. The referee's not going to blow the whistle until everybody's ready. So he's taking his time. Gator's hat on. There's Cody Dunyan there. Great heat swim, 2:07 this morning. 5-second PB that was for him.
Rock solid on the blocks, a little bit of movement before they got down, but away they go. First time of asking. Schranek straight in to the lead with the Gators hat in the centre lane, powering down the pool on the butterfly leg. They'll do 50 metres of each stroke. Schranek has already jumped into quite a considerable lead in the first 50. He's going to bring it home in a 24.74. Corby in second, Dunyan third.
Those underwaters are phenomenal. 24/7 out is world class. The underwater kicks of Schranek are unbelievable. So much point. Look how long he glides. He glides to 5 metres. Take note, swimmers. This is going to be a world class time. He has a best time of 1:53, which is considerably under the Irish record. So he's out in a 53.3. So keep an eye on him.
Yeah, like David is saying, these underwaters are absolutely phenomenal. As you can see, again, if any young swimmers looking at there, every single turn, he's actually going a lot deeper than any other swimmer in this pool, and that's allowing him to get to that 50-metre mark. It is down to experience. He's worked on this a lot, so his technical work is absolutely incredible. But yeah, he's body lengths ahead now.
Corby's a breaststroke specialist, we know that, so he might just close the gap slightly between himself and Schranek on this leg. He has done. But onto the freestyle now. Schranek won't be caught. It's all about the clock here. As David mentioned, he might go under the Irish record, 1:56.74, which is held by Brendan Hyland, who's not here. Corby in second place. They're way ahead of everybody else. In fact, Schranek is about 15 metres ahead in a 200. That's an extraordinary time, an extraordinary pace as well. Churning up the water, coming down the last 15 metres to go in this 200 final, and he's going to win it in a time of 1:54.27. That's top class.
Yeah,
Corby in
awesome.
second in a 1:58.6.
That's a world-class swim. He'll be annoyed though. He wanted that PB. You saw his reaction there. Well, that was storming through at the end there.
Ooh.
Just doesn't have a bad stroke, does he?
No, he doesn't. I've never seen speed like that come back on again a 50 front crawl. And the last end of a 200-metre IM, he's just a world-class swimmer.
It doesn't mean it doesn't hurt either. If you're a world-class swimmer, he's breathing heavy and holding onto the wall.
That's a great swim for Corby as well, actually, it should be said, shouldn't it? 1:58.6 to get under 2 minutes in a 200 medley is awesome.
Breaststroke specialist, he'd be very happy with that.
Yeah.
And Schranek is the class of the field there, no doubt. McCarthy, Caden McCarthy, can I mention him, taking third place. So Limerick, well, technically Scotland, Limerick, and NCL, Limerick, 1, 2, 3.
On to the women's now. Matthew Hand there, good swim too, 4.7. Noticed him. 4th position.
This is the women's equivalent, the 200 medley for them. Again, 8 lengths of the pool, 50 meters of each stroke. This is our junior or C final. Baldaracci of Malta is fast through here. Sunday as well, Antonio Sek and Nova Centurion's Emma Demant. They're in the lanes alongside her.
Nice to see we have 10 swimmers for this C final.
Not just the one.
Not just the one.
Exactly, yeah. $200 IM junior final, C final. Jessica Purcell in 0, Darcy Walker in 1. It's Blanty in 2, Demant in 3, Baldaracci in 4, Sek 5, Amy Noble in 6, Clara Doherty in 7, Georgina Walker 8, Lexi Dunn at lane number 9, 13 years of age, as is Walker from Banbridge and Dolphin respectively. Leads can change as we know in an IM, and lane 4 though, good start from Baldaracci on the fly.
Yeah, Baldaracci taking it really strong here on a 30.0, turning onto her back again. We were watching her back roll this morning. She has got a nice head position. She's going to stay strong. I know she does lose a little bit of ground on the breaststroke leg, so hopefully she can hold this lead or gain as much ground as possible, turning into this 4th length.
Commanding start, yeah. Lovely underwater there, great transition. She's just taking this race out by the scruff of the neck. The Maltese swimmer. In lane 4, she was a 2:26.5 this morning. She's flipped in a 1:05.6, so decent position to go a good bit faster than that actually. Just needs to hold the tempo, build this breaststroke, keep the head really steady. Funny in the 200 medleys, different body parts will be hurting because different strokes will target different body parts. You know, the lats especially on the fly, on the backstroke, the hip flexors a wee bit more. The breaststroke, those forearms will be hurting. And then the freestyle, right at the end, the legs, especially those quads, will be really firing.
Amy Noble in the light blue cap, you can see there, centre of your shot, is starting to come into the picture. Baldaracci, Noble's got a very good breaststroke leg here. So it's all about the freestyle on the last 50, lanes 4 and 6. Baldaracci in 4, Noble out in 6, last leg, freestyle.
Yeah, I think Noble took that 50 breaststroke really, really well. You can see her stroke rate is really high. She does mean business trying to catch Baldaracci in lane 4, but I think Baldaracci just has that little bit too much of a lead coming into this last 25. Just needs to keep that leg kick up. I think she's definitely going to clear that 2:26 prem lim time, 2:26.50.
Last 5 metres, good freestyle leg from Baldaracci and wins it comfortably in the end. Had 2-second advantage after the heat. Good swim from Noble at 6.2 to take 2nd place. 3rd is Antonio Sek from the Sundayswell Swimming Club in a 2:28. But Baldaracci and Noble, the top 2 in that field. Baldaracci, the top swimmer, in a 2:22.93.
Yeah, she just took it out really strong. She knew what she was doing. She went out in that 1:05. She knew that breaststroke leg, she just needs to hold on, and then front crawl, turning really strong. But again, good swim from AB Noble of Asgard as well, the 16-year-old, going in with a 2:28 and returning in a 2:25. So really solid swim there from the Asgard swimmer.
So results as we move it on now to the B final. That was the C final. That's for the juniors. Some of the more senior swimmers, although we have a Lucy O'Brien in lane number 7, is only 13 from Limerick. Quicker than some of those juniors this morning. That's your lineup. Heather Fain in 0, then Campbell, Feenan, Jackson Oates, Erskine and Colbert. They're all from Nova Centurion, and they are one of our visiting clubs. So the fastest out of the heats this morning, so they're allowed to swim in this B final, just 3 from visiting club. Then we got Matthias Poppy of Belfast, O'Brien I mentioned from Limerick in 7, Hannah O'Shea of Dolphin, and 14-year-old Ava Jones, also a busy programme for the Port Narnock swimmer, She's out in lane number 9. Don't expect this to be anything different than a 1-2-3 for Nova Centurion.
Yeah, I think from their entry times here, they're pretty much clear of the field. We've got 2 of them swimming in at 2:21, and their teammate Lily Jackson Oates coming in at 2:24. I think, like we've said before, they really are that kind of middle distance, long distance swimmers, Nova Centurion, the Nottinghamshire team. Again, they're taking it nice and strong, looking really comfortable on this first 50 fly, particularly lane 5. I'm liking Iona Culbert's butterfly stroke, turning though on a 30.20, so a little bit slower than the previous heat on that first 50 fly. But I'd say that experience from the Nova Centurion swimmers is going to keep them going throughout this 200.
Yeah, these 2 leaders are definitely a class ahead. At this moment in time, they'll know each other's strengths and weaknesses. You know, they'll know one may be better at backstroke, better at breaststroke. You know, and they'll know that. Not always a good thing. But yeah, it's lane number 5. Colbert, we know she's a great backstroker. She had that win earlier on the 200 back. She came back like a steam train, so her strength is obviously backstroke. But clearly ahead, as John said, the Nova swimmers.
Not a bad backstroke leg from the 2 Irish swimmers in 7, and in lane number 2, Anna Feenan turned in 3rd place, and Lucy O'Brien from Limerick out in 7. Breaststroke, which separates the real class swimmers from the rest, generally in an IM, and off go the 2 Nova Centurion swimmers. Erskine and Colbert in the central lanes. They're going to be going for victory as they turn onto the freestyle, the last leg of this B final.
Yeah, Iona still keeping that lead, but definitely her teammate Emma is gaining that little bit of ground on that 50-meter breaststroke. So I think it's going to be shoulder to shoulder for this last 50. It's going to be who can really put that leg kick in and turn strong coming into this last 25.
Stroke for
Can't
stroke.
split them here. Sorry, John, go ahead.
Yeah, stroke for stroke, last 25 they go, turning in unison at the top of the pool. That's Colbert got a better turn there. Slightly ahead, looking at her teammate now, breathing to her left-hand side. Erskine trying to come up alongside her, but she won't get there. In the end, it's Colbert who wins in a 2:19.60. That's considerably faster than the entry time this morning at 2:21, so she'll be happy with that. Good split, 32.7. Erskine and Lucy O'Brien, well done to her out in lane 7, takes 3rd.
Yeah, tough double that. The 200 back, 200 medley double. Ryan Lochte attempted that at both Beijing and London Olympics. Both times he couldn't get the job done in both of them. Beijing he had the win in the backstroke, but failed on the IM, and the same thing happened in London. Actually, no, he didn't get a golden either in London. Really hard double to do. So Colbert to win both her races. 200 back, 200 medley, really strong.
Yeah, Lucy O'Brien, though, just 13 years of age from Limerick, taking the 3rd place in that position, and again dropping a further 2 seconds from her prelim time. I know she got a decent PB on that first swim, so really strong swim from the Limerick swimmer Lucy O'Brien.
Yeah, it was good for her, 2 seconds better than her heat this morning, so we didn't make a note of her before the race, the 13-year-old Lucy O'Brien. I'll be very happy, a 13-year-old after that swim.
Absolutely, yeah, coming in at 13 years of age, even into a B final, like, absolutely incredible. And she knew that those 2, the Nova Centurions, kind of had that heat, so she really just had to swim her own race there, and to drop a further 2 seconds really shows kind of the experience she even has at the age of 13.
13 years old, wow. Amazing experience, but it's A final, some great names here. Molly Main. Talked about her all week, and her skills around the walls are phenomenal, especially on that breaststroke, so watch out for her on the breaststroke leg here. The champion in the breaststroke events at this meet. That's her final race of this Irish Winter National Championships.
The Irish record is too long on the books, I'm afraid. It's Sharika McMahon's time from 2011, still there.
Wow.
2:12.41, it's got to go sometime. And Molly Main's a 2:12 swimmer as well. Whether she can take another half a second off this. She's close after her heat time this morning of 2:12. So make sure that we've got the right times. It's 2:08. Sorry, my apologies. Alan Walsh's time. Is it 2:08? 2:08. Yeah, it's way below that. Let's look at the junior time. That's what it was. Sharika. She's still a junior, Molly Main, so junior record could be under threat here in this final. Kidney, McCabery, Thompson, Davidson, Main, Slosson, Morris, Strait, Jones, Burns, Aiken. So 2:12.41 Irish junior record. So this could go here.
Yeah, definitely. She's only got, what, half a second to make up, so she'll be after that. She'll know exactly. So keep an eye on the clock. As John said, it's a 2:12.41 from Sharika McMahon from 2011. So it's going to be all Molly Main, so it's just about the time.
Yeah, we know that Molly Main is the clear favourite here. She's gone in at least 3 seconds faster than that second qualifier, so really just watching her here. Going to watch the clock as well. Really strong back roll as well, keeping that head position. And let's see what she turns on that first 100. 1:02.11, so really solid swim. She needs to be coming back on a 1:10 for this last 100.
Breaststroke leg for Molly Main now, halfway through. Got about a body length lead from the rest of the field. This is all about her and the clock. That junior record time of 2:12.41. That'll be in her sights, no doubt about that. She's from Temple Oak Swimming Club. Her coach Ben Sweeney would have reminded her of that. He's got Ellen Walsh back in the water yesterday, broke the Irish record in the 50 fly. Now can Molly break another record for Temple Oak? It's 50 to go, on's the freestyle, Main against the clock.
Yeah, she needs about a 32, 32.3. We'll give her the record.
She's really kicking down hard now. She just needs to attack this last turn, get up, good transition, and then get back straight into that leg kick again.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tight.
Can she do it now? We're coming up to 5 minutes to go. It's all about getting the head down and get to the wall as quick as she possibly can.
Get in!
Yeah.
Yes.
Well done. 2:11.68, new junior record from Molly Main. Temple Oak Club will be buzzing this evening. You senior record yesterday, a junior record today for Molly Main. Slosson in second place, Davison in third. The Main took it home nicely there, and a new PB, an Irish junior record for her.
Yeah, fantastic. We called it early. Yeah, Andrew Breen just announcing that to the crowd there. Irish junior record for Molly Main.
Oh, it's about time it went. It's
Yeah, he said that,
2:11. It's that should have been gone a long time ago.
Yeah, I was still at school. So, fantastic swim from her. Just commanding, wasn't it? It was never in doubt. Skills were really strong. Take note, Sharika McMahon was an Olympian. She went to London 2012, so that's the sort of pedigree Molly Main is dancing with there, taking that record.
Yeah, incredible swim from there. And you can see her fitness as well, like coming back on that last 50 front crawl and to be able to maintain that stroke rate and to maintain that kick, particularly after the breaststroke leg. She is that breaststroke specialist, but turning and being able to maintain it right until the end. Yeah, fantastic swim there from Molly Main.
Yeah, very good. A couple of junior records this evening. There's our second one. Had one in the heats this morning. So it's 400 time, folks. This is our last discipline for men and women, but we're going to have C, B, and A finals. A final coming up shortly for the men, and it features one Daniel Whiffen. He's talking about going 3 minutes 40. 3 minutes 40, as we talked about. Irish record 3:41.63, set while he swam an 800 freestyle here earlier this week when he went close to the world record and broke a European record. He's going in lane 4 of the A final. There's nothing to touch him. We will progressively work through our C, B, and A finals before we get to watch Daniel Whiffen in action, and that's what the crowd have come to see. But this is the junior final. Swimmers from 14 right through to 17 years of age. 16 lengths of the pool. Ian Middleton goes in lane 0. And we've got Ashley Weaver of Longford. All the list of names in front of you there. Visiting Hamilton swimmer. I don't think we've got a swimmer in 0, have we?
No swimmer in 0.
No, he's decided to scratch the final, so it's 1 across to 9. Ashley Weaver in 1. Aidan Gersts of Dubai in 2. Lane 3 is occupied by Emmett Cousins, then Daniel Walker, Nova Centurion. In heat time, he's about a second and a half any quicker than anybody else here, so he's the favourite. Valentin Hansberger in 5, Dara Horgan of Limerick in lane number 6, and Dara Rusk of Athlone, Tristan Egan, Aer Lingus, and Trojans Mark Gill and lane number 9, missing Ian Middleton from lane 0. First turn, Gerst leads.
Yeah, so we're turning first in at 27.79. So David and I were watching these 400 freestyles this morning. It's all about setting that pace in the first 100 and then trying to maintain that and really power through on each 100 as you go through this 400. So we've said it multiple times that once you start to drop that speed, it's a lot more difficult to try and pick it up. So it's about getting to each 100 mark and just trying to drive yourself through to the next 100. So coming up on this first 100 mark, we've got lane 2, the Hamilton swimmer, turning on a 58.89. So he's going to try and maintain these splits from now on.
Yeah, again, you said set up the stroke and then build each 100 from there. But your middle 200 should be kind of similar to each other. I suppose your slowest 100 should be your second one, traditionally. And then build at the third. And then the last one should be your fastest. That's when you really bring in the legs, up the rate. No holds barred effort. It's Aidan Gerstel taking it out well. It's just long legs. He can actually turn a good bit further away from the wall than some of the other swimmers. So it gives them that advantage. That's something to take note of. The taller swimmers can actually flip further away from the wall, so they actually swim less. So it's why swimming genetics are so important to have those long limbs. Not that you can't be world class without long limbs, but they certainly help.
So we're coming up on this 200 meter mark now. Let's just see what times we're going to take. So from lane 4, we've got Daniel Walker of Nova turning on a 2:03.10. So again, just trying to maintain that time. I know, again, we're on day 3 of a 3-day event, so it's all about just not turning off on this third 100, actually just trying to push yourself that little bit harder and then maintaining that speed through to the fourth 100.
Yeah, these two are eyeballing each other. Really sort of now beginning to pick it up. The lactate will be building. Their stroke will just want to shorten right up. 250 meters.
This is definitely where we're going to see who has the stronger second half of this 400 meters. So again, we had lane 2. We had the Hamilton swimmer taking it a little bit harder, but it looks like he's starting to ease off. Well, not ease off, tie up a little bit now. So we've got our lane 4 swimmer, Daniel Walker, again from Nova, looking a little bit stronger in this second half of the race. And we're going to come down to the end of our third 100, turning onto our final 4 lengths.
Yeah, it's a Nova swimmer. Again, we've mentioned it so many times. Rich history of that British club of distance swimming. Rebecca Adlington, Olympic champion, double Olympic champion from Beijing. Trained there. But yeah, so from this point in the race, it's just go, go, go. Get the legs going. And just go max effort till the end. Everything you have left. Maintain that long stroke rate. This is where the training will kick in, folks. This is what you train for. These last 100 meters, all the training, all the hard sets, all the early mornings. It's all for this last 50 meters.
So you can see that leg kick really starting to kick in from lane 4. So again, Daniel Walker of Nova Centurion really trying to dig in for this final 50 meters. Again, his entry time, we had a 4:13.90. I think he's going to smash that now in this final heat, as long as he can hold on. But it looks like the Hamilton swimmer is really powering through, really starting to pick up that pace. It's going to be a close finish.
Be tight. Coming in, who gets it? Lane number 4, Daniel Walker, the Nova swimmer, 4:09.71. Aidan Gerst, 4:09.81. Both of them a lot faster than this morning.
Definitely
really happy with that, won't they, Andy?
Yeah, it definitely looked like the Hamilton swimmer had a little bit more in him, so I'd say he's kicking himself that he didn't push himself that little bit harder from that second last 25. Only really dug in on the last 25. But again, that's just going to come from experience. They're still only young lads here, so 400 meters, still swimming in a 4:09 is a very good time.
Yeah, Daniel Walker giving a wee fist bump there. Happy with that one. Take that win back to the Midlands.
Walker wins 4:09.71. Just a tenth of a second between himself and Gerst. Cousins in third. That's the junior final done and dusted. Moving on to the B final now. Again, our visiting swimmers here have the whip hand. Elliot Sibley in 4 from Nova Centurion, and Luke Gill alongside him. Fastest of the Irish swimmers. Outside of those, Daniel Kennedy from Ards, and Aer Lingus' Ben Moran. But there's quite a considerable distance behind Sibley and Gill after heat times. But obviously, evening swims, obviously, generally quicker. Kaki in 1, Kadosi Nagy in 2. It's O'Loughlin Brophy, then Kennedy, Sibley, Gill, Moran, Ben David, Robin Pfeiffer, and Sean Bugler from Sunday's Well Swim Club in Cork, out in lane number 9. Next up, it's Daniel Whiffen in the A final. Nerves are jangling already.
Get excited for that.
Absolutely. We'll concentrate on that fully now after we get through this B final. 16 lengths of the pool, men's 400 free B final here on the final day of competition at the Irish Winter Championships. Indy McGill, David Johnson, and John Kenny bringing you commentary on this men's B final. 400 freestyle, 16 lengths of the pool. And again, we should think that the visiting Nova Centurion swimmers, Elliot Sibley in 4 and Luke Gill, the 19-year-old, should go head-to-head for the victory here.
Yeah, so we've got a much faster B final here compared to our C final. So C final averaging around that 104 mark per 100, but we're bringing it right down. We have our prelim times of about a 4:04 for our 2 centre swimmers. So they're going to be looking to turn on this first 100 metres definitely below that 60-second mark, anywhere between 56 and 57, and then just trying to maintain that speed and building on it as we go through this 400. But we have a little bit of an outlier here, starting off out in lane 8. We've got Robin Pfeiffer from Bluefin really taking it out strong. Looks like he's going to turn in about a 55.
Yeah, 55.91. He's taking it out. Remains to be seen if he'll pay for it. He slowed up massively. What happened? Oh, he went for the 100.
Yeah, they just went 100 time and then just
That's my guy.
Put the brakes on.
That's exactly what I would have done.
I was like, this guy's on for a really good time, but no, he's just going for that 100 time. So focusing back onto our 2 centre lanes as well. So going to try and maintain, I'm guessing from those prelim times, we are sticking around that 29-30 seconds per 50. So let's see what our split times are going to be here. So again, yeah, 30 mids for majority of the field out here, 30.1, 30.3, 30.5. So they're going to need to maintain this speed if they want to look to break that 4:04 prelim time.
Yeah, all these guys, you know, they'll be looking at the sub 4 minutes. That's what they'll want. Even though 4:04 is a wee bit off, it may look like it's a wee bit off, but it is a 400, remember? That's what they'll be after, sub 4 minutes. It'd be fantastic to have a sub 4 minutes in a B final.
Yeah, they would have had to go on sub 4 minutes or close to it anyway to make the A finals.
Exactly,
this is why they're going to be in the 4:04s.
Well, halfway, I mean, you want to be out a wee bit faster, 158.1. Probably needed to be a 156 at slowest, a 157, but you never know. These Nova swimmers have a great back half.
Yeah, they're going to have to start to pick up that 50 split if they're going to continue to hit 30 points. Looks like they might be going to go just over that 4 minute mark, but again, like you said, David, they might have a phenomenal last 100. So,
and I'm really liking how Daniel Kennedy's looking of Ards. He's just sitting there, waiting for his chance. It's fascinating, the 400 free as well, because it is tactical. Talk about building the race, but you can also swim off each other.
Yeah, and he's moved over to the lane rope, hasn't he, on the left-hand side. Trying to get that little drag off the leader here.
Yeah.
That's clever swimming.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Sean. If you get on that lane rope, you get on the hip, you sort of sit in that wash. So you can actually, it's a lot easier to swim alongside in that wash. You're almost in that sort of void, but he's swimming a great race.
Yeah, look how smooth his stroke is looking right now. So he's actually going to pass out that Nova Centurion swimmer. So once he takes the lead again, it's just going to be shoulder to shoulder. So let's see who can really
have
push
a second
through.
quicker on the split there as well, 31.4 compared to 31 flat. So good race between these two, and Kennedy just teasing it out between himself and our visiting Nova Centurion swimmer.
Yeah, I really like his stroke, actually. It's perfect for the 400 free. If you just saw a silhouette of his stroke and you say, what event does he do? You would say 400 free straight away. Look at that now, legs. It's going to his legs. Going to the reserve energy. It's the last short course swim.
Well, I may have done the Irish swimmer to service before the race, saying there was going to be
He's flying.
the Nova Centurion swimmers, but not a bit of it. It's going to be Daniel Kennedy, the 18-year-old from Ards. What's he got a clock? Just outside. Oh, he was hoping to get sub 4 minutes there, but he got very close to it. A good win though in that B race. When you consider that his heat time this morning was considerably slower, and a 4:06, that's a very good time for him. Slightly disappointment that he didn't.
Should have gone out quicker, shouldn't he?
Yeah, but you know that. Yeah. But a very good last split there at 28.9.
Yeah, you could see from his last split that he definitely has that fitness to bring him home. So even if he kicked in just that little bit harder in the final 75, I think he would definitely be able to break that 4-minute mark. But again, to drop 6 seconds from a 400 in the heats down to the final, so a really good swim for the 18-year-old there from Ards.
And if you're wondering what happened to Mr. Pfeiffer out there, Robin Pfeiffer out in lane number 8, iconic or ironic applause for him. He tried to split a 100 and then just stopped swimming and just cruised through the rest of the race. But good win from Kennedy.
Well, at least he had a swim down, I suppose.
Yeah.
All in one. Yeah, great win from Kennedy, but like we said, he can definitely go out quicker, but he'll learn from that. But on to the big one. John standing up.
Oh yeah. This is the one we've been waiting for this evening. He's going to actually get a quick bus after this. He's been invited to the RTE Sports Awards this evening as Daniel Whiffen. So as soon as he's done here and a quick warm down, he'll be out the door. But what can he offer here? Daniel Whiffen in lane number 4. World-class swimmer now these days. Broke the Irish record 3:41.63. Set that in the midway point of the 800 free record he set this week. He's the Irish record holder at 4, 800 and 1500 meters. The world record, just to give reference to it, is Yannick Angel's time of 3:32. I got some of the split times from that as well, so we might get a bit of a comparison. He was talking to me earlier the week about doing maybe a 3:40 here.
No, I think he'll be faster than 3:40. John, I think he'll be minimum will be 3:38. I think he can go 3:37 or 3:36. It's all about the speed. The speed has come on so much in the last sort of 18 months, but you know, a lot of these distance swimmers sometimes struggle with the speed, but I mean, he's got the 15 obviously, and the 8 are really strong, but the 400 is for Daniel Whiffen. It's almost like a sprint. It's funny to say a 400 as a sprint, but for him it almost kind of is. So he's got a sub 3:40 in him, 3:38 minimum.
Yeah, even from his 800, that first 400 split, if that's going to his feet as well, 3:41, to be able to use that long arm stroke, I think even just swimming the same time that he was doing in that 800, he's definitely well capable of breaking that 3:40 mark. But I think he's got everyone on his feet, so if you have a look around the NAC here, it's pretty much got everyone on his feet waiting for this Daniel Whiffen swim.
Come on, Daniel.
And there he is in the background, just practicing the strokes before he hits the water. He's just 21 years of age. He's a twin as well. Brother swims in Loughborough University too, and he will be coming through soon. I've been whispering in my ear that watch out for both Whiffens during this Olympic cycle. Away they go, the men's 400 freestyle final. Saba in 0, Safi in 1, O'Brien in 2, Casson, Whiffen, Fionn McKeever, Fleming, Colgan, Kingsland, Fahy across the pool. We'll get the splits of the 50s, and we'll give you an indication of what kind of time he's doing here. First 50 split for Daniel Whiffen. He's already got a lead of about half a body length, and he hits the wall now in 25.27.
He looks absolutely phenomenal. I'm getting scared. He looks really strong. Look at everything just forwards. Look how low his breath is. Look how quickly his turns are. As soon as his feet hit the wall, he's gone. So take note of this first 100 split. You know, you'll want to be going around 53 probably, maybe even faster. Oh wow, 52.1. Guys, this is on.
26.9 there.
Yeah, Daniel means business today. That absolute brilliance for a split of 52.17. He's taking it really hard. He's already well clear of the pack. Literally turning, again, like David said, he's like a whip off the wall. He turns, his feet are gone, and he's straight back up into that stroke. He's breathing every 2, but he's looking so solid. You can barely see his breathing. He's literally turning to the side, and he's straight back into the water.
This is the 150. 27.34 was his split there. He's consistent. He's 25 and 26 now at 27. Slightly slower, that leg. Credit Fionn McKeever, actually. We're keeping some way close to him. But watch as he comes off the wall. He's like an absolute arrow.
Yeah, this is going to be important. The 200 split. He's a 149.0 on the 800. He's going to be a 146 maybe? Yeah. Wow. 146.9 to his feet. Let's go, Daniel. Go to the legs.
27.48, slightly slower than the last as well. 27.34 compared to 27.48. On to the second half of the race. It's about whiffing on the clock now. Irish record is his, 3:41.63. Couple of junior records so far today. Can we get another senior one?
He's swimming absolutely phenomenal. He's at the 250 mark now. He's pretty much got everyone holding their breath. He literally wants everyone is egging him on to really break this record now, but I don't think we'll expect anything less from Daniel Whiffen. His stroke is just incredible.
27.73, that last 50. Up to the 300 mark now.
Come to the 300, yeah. This is it now. This will be a telling.
What has he got left in the tank? Turns down.
Wow.
2:42.79, and it's just outside the 28-second split there. 28.07, slightly slower. Not a lot, but slightly slower, but still an electric time here.
It's going to be faster here. He'll pick it up now. This last 100 is going to be faster. Expect a 27 low split here. Coming in, watch it on your stream. You'll be able to see what the split is. 50 to go.
Yeah,
27 high.
27.99, slightly higher than he would like, I would think. But last 50 then for Daniel Whiffen. He set the place on fire during the week with that 800 swim, and he came close to the world record. Now, world record for this, as you mentioned, is a 3:32. He won't go close to that, but the Irish record is 3:41.63. He's going to go under it. You're talking about 3:38 maybe here. Yeah. Whoa, what a time. 3:38.40, and you're right to wave the finger. What a swim. 27.62 last 50 for him. Runner-up was Finn McKeever. He won't be too disappointed with that time either. At 3:48 gets him sub 3:50, and Jack Fleming in third place. But Whiffen, well, what a week he's having. He is world class.
Yeah, he is world class. Daniel Whiffen, you are a superstar. 3:38, first Irishman. Under 3:40. Under 3:40.
Yeah,
3:38.4, and do you know what? There's even more there.
Yeah, he has the whole Aquatic Centre on their feet, cheering him on throughout that entire 400. Absolutely incredible swing. I'm pretty sure he's just got everyone speechless. I don't know how he does it. Every single swim he's progressing. He's just a world-class swimmer.
He underestimated when he was talking to me during the week about what he was going to swim. Said at 3:40 would be happy with it, but as you said, at 3:38 was certainly in his locker, and maybe even quicker.
Yeah, definitely. He's got faster, and he's had a hard 2 weeks as well. He's had a tough week, so a lot of racing, a lot of emotion with that 1500 last week, and especially that 800. You know, on day one here, it takes a lot out of you emotionally to go that fast, even though, it's a great swimmer and he's on form, but all the sort of accolades he got for that, he would have got a lot of messages. He would have probably struggled to sleep after it, be buzzing. So, he'll go even faster. Can't wait to see what he can bring in the long course season.
Absolutely. He's clearly very mentally strong as well, to be going from race to race, from event to event, and then also just to know that his home crowd are standing here watching him trying to break an Irish senior record every time he gets into the pool to swim. So he's very cool, very calm, very collected, and yeah, just brilliant swim there from Daniel Whiffen.
Well, I've watched Irish medalists down the years in different championships, from European short course to long course as well. Watched an Olympic final with Mona McSharry in it. Irish swimmers get progressively getting better, but to watch the likes of Whiffen put in world-class times like that in a home event is just staggering. Loving it. Anyway, on to the last event we go, which is the 400 for women, or last discipline anyway. It's our last 3 races on this, the 3-day meet, and we've got a 400 freestyle to bring you. These are the juniors. It's Eva Walsh from Tepalogue in lane number 2 after all that excitement. Ards have got Eva Hand in lane number 3, and then Eva Rock from New Ross in 4. Abby Cunningham from Kilkenny, the 13-year-olds, in 5, and then Hannah Malloy of Trojan in lane number 6. The final in a couple of races' time will feature Victoria Caddison, our freestyle specialist. She goes in the A final as the fastest qualifier.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing Victoria Caddison in this 400 free to finish off the Winter Championships of 2022. But starting off with this C final, we have our fastest qualification coming in from lane 4, Ava Rock, 14-year-old from New Ross. 4:42. So they're coming up on this first 100 now. They're probably going to aim to want to hold around a 1:10 mark for the last 3 100s, but let's see what they turn on for this first 100 here.
Yeah, hopefully these girls can feed off that energy from Daniel Whiffen there in the previous final. Use some of that energy around the NAC to finish off their stroke course season in a really strong way. It's the C final of the women's 400 freestyle. The prelim times, excuse me, sorry, all around in the 440s. 4:42 for the New Ross swimmer. If I remember this morning, she really brought that home really strongly.
Again, so yeah, like David said, that first 100 was nice and strong. So we're going to get some 50 split times here. So we're around 35.0 to 35.8. So again, if they want to maintain this speed, they're going to want to keep it around 35 mid. And if they can keep it going, they'll definitely see themselves breaking that 4:40 mark.
Yeah, just coming into her own now. Ahead, look at that nice sort of low head position. She could definitely probably point her eyes a wee bit more towards the bottom of the pool to get that chin in, get those hips up. But she's swimming great. Halfway point, she's at 2:15, so as India said, she's in a great position to go sub 440 and get into those 430s. You know, but it's this third 100 now. The leg kick has to come in. It's going to begin to hurt now. They're all quite bunched up for 400.
Ava Rock taking a good position in that centre lane, so she's breathing every 2, so she's got 2 swimmers to her right and 2 swimmers to her left, so she can keep an eye on the field as she's going down the pool in each direction. So she knows she's a clear lead here, and again, let's check those 50 split times. So again, still sticking with a 35 mid, so if she can keep this going for the last 350s, 150 metres left, we're definitely going to see a faster time than that 4:42 that she did in the prelims.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, I remember from this morning, the New Ross swimmer, coached by Fran Ronan, really strong back half. There was real emphasis in that program of the back end of races. It's where races are won and lost, the back end. Well, here we go. Last 100 metres. Moving into 35 highs now for Ava. She'll want to bring that back down to 35 mids, maybe even a 34 in the last one if she can up that rate, up that tempo, excuse me. Yeah, she's looking smooth, she's looking good. She's only 14 years of age, so very, very young, inexperienced, but swimming in a final like this, albeit a C final, will give her a great experience coming into the new year.
Definitely, we've got 2 swimmers here that clearly are a bit more of a backhand swimmer. So we've got lane 3, we've got Eva Hand, and we've got lane 6, Hannah Malloy, just catching up a little bit of a distance there on our lane 4 swimmer, Ava Rock. But I think she's given herself too much of a lead now, and I think she's going to take this C final. So coming into the last 25, she just needs to keep that leg kick up, strong leg kick now, and she needs to bring it home.
Yeah, keep an eye on the clock, folks. Also in the lane below our lane 3, Eva Hand of ours coming home really strongly too. And of course, Eva Rock, 4:38. Dipping on that 4:40 mark. Eva Hand, 4:40 just off, breaking that 4:40. And Hannah Malloy as well, also at 4:40.7. So that'll be these girls' winter championships over. Great swimming, girls.
Yeah, that's a reduction in time for all 5 swimmers in that event. So really, really nice swim for all of them, getting great experience in that 400 freestyle, and again, just dropping their times, just proving to them that they're getting stronger.
Yeah, just pausing there, folks, because we've got confirmation of the B final for the women's 200 backstroke. We mentioned that Roshini Rin, the para swimmer, had got there into the final, but it's been confirmed that Roisin set a new world para swimming record tonight.
Wow.
Breaking the record she just said earlier on today. She took 1.39 seconds off the record, clocking 2:21.20 in tonight's final after a 2:22 in the heat. So that's a new world best time for Roisin Rin. That's been confirmed. Congratulations to her.
Yeah, fantastic. Apologies, didn't realize that was a world record this morning.
Yeah, we knew she swam really fast, but yeah, apologies again. Didn't know that it was a world para record there, so congratulations to Roisin Rian.
But delighted she'll go even, she dropped it again tonight, so happy Christmas.
2 races to go then. This is the penultimate race of the evening. It's the 400 free for women B final. 10 swimmers. Brianna Chamberlain in 0 from Cookstown, Jessica Purcell in 1 from Aer Lingus, Nessa Godden, Kilkenny. Saw her sister in action earlier on today, former junior record holder. In fact, still a junior record holder, her sister, Shay Stewart from Nova Centurion. Anna Krishkina from Aer Lingus goes in 4, Jessica Cater in 5, Hannah O'Connor in 6, Tony Jensen in 7, Kate Prunty in 8, Clara Doherty in 9.
You know, very close in this first 50. Would expect them to level out a wee bit as the race goes on.
Yeah, so we've got a much faster heat than the previous. So previous heat, our fast qualifier was 4:42, but in this heat we have a Aer Lingus swimmer, 16-year-old. We've got Anna. She's coming in on a 4:29.17. So really picking up the pace coming into this B final of the 400-meter front crawl. So again, turning on a 30, and we're just going to see what we're going to get for this 100-meter split. So 1:04.17, actually a little bit slower than that first heat. But again, these girls probably have a little bit more experience when it comes to the 400, so let's see what these 50 splits are going to bring.
Yeah, I know we probably sound like broken records, but it all applies. Build this 400 free. You know, lovely long stroke by the Nova swimmer in lane 3. Lane 4, Nikashinka had a fantastic race this morning. Remember that. So yeah, just swim your own race, swim off the other person though as well. Use their energy to carry you through the race, because the 400 free is a grueling event. It's really tough to train for. And the actual event hurts a lot, so to do it twice in one day is tough going.
Yeah, so we've got some faster splits here in this B final. So averaging around a 35 in the previous heat. We're averaging about a 33 or 34. We've got the lane 3 and lane 4 really just swimming on each other's shoulders. So they're using that wash with each other just to drag each other along. And again, sticking with 33s and 34 low on that 50 split.
Yeah, big battle going on the top of your screen there between lanes sort of 6, 7 and 8. O'Connor, Jameson and Prunty, they're all tight together, so they're all racing off each other. And lane 5 as well, actually, I should say. That's Jessica Cater, they're all close up, but it's all about lanes 4 and 3. 150 meters to go.
Yeah, so again, still sticking really well with those splits, particularly from the Aer Lingus swimmer. We've got Anna, the 16-year-old, so still turning on a 33. She's going to need to keep that pace strong coming into this final 100 if she wants to break that time of 4:29.17.
Definitely, as India said, they're going to have to keep that tempo up. They can't drop off. You know, if you watched Daniel Whiffen earlier, he just went for it. Especially after the 200 meters, his leg kick was just extreme. And he never looked back, but he has that fitness to be able to hold that. And that's what these girls have to aspire to, have that crazy aerobic condition in your legs, really strong condition in your legs, which comes from strong kick sets, and land work, flexibility work, so it all plays a part. Coming in now, 75 meters to go.
Yeah, so turning strong on a 3:19 at that 300 meter mark, so it looks like she is going to be able to break that time of 4:29. She's really starting to pick up the pace, really starting to hammer down with that leg kick. So turning strong into this last 50 meters. Hopefully this Aer Lingus swimmer can keep the lead.
Yeah, it's exciting, folks. It looks like Nikashinka, the Aer Lingus swimmer, Coach Alan Turner in the stands. Really one of the best distance coaches in Ireland. But here, the Nova swimmer's coming back. She wants a piece of it. This is very tight.
Very tight in the last 5 meters. Who's going to take
Nova.
it?
Yeah. Shea shirt. Lovely, she's smiling. Yeah, that was a really well-timed race. Just sort of sat on each other. You look at the split there, a 32.3 in the last 50 compared with a 33.0 with Nikoshinka. So, you know, that was the difference in the end.
Yeah, so a reduction in both of their times. I'm sure they're both happy. I know that Anna must have wanted us to pip her to the post there in that last stroke. But I guess, yeah, just it's great to have the competition side by side, though, to be able to swim off one another and just make sure that both of them are bringing that time down.
Yeah, so there's confirmation of the results. Oh, it's gone on your screen. But we have the final race of these Irish Winter National Championships, the women's 400 freestyle.
Well done to you two. First time you've been in commentary in the National Championships. Indy McGill and David Thompson, been an absolute pleasure working with you. Hope you've enjoyed the week. You called it in very well. And we got some great swims here. It's been a fantastic week. Hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've loved it. Loved every minute of it. Thank you, John, for the opportunity. It's been fantastic. And to Swim Ireland for allowing myself and India to be a part of it.
Oh, I think they'll ask you back. Well, you back.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
What about you, Indy? It's good fun up here, isn't it? It's a completely different perspective, isn't it, actually, being up here and watching it rather than being down on the pool deck.
Yeah, like I was saying to David earlier, it's lovely to kind of get that change of perspective. So going from swimming to coaching to now commentating on it as well, it definitely brings a different kind of atmosphere. And we've had some amazing races this weekend, so it's been nice to be able to kind of stand up, I guess, on this little podium and watch the racing throughout.
That's great. Pleasure having you up here as well. So this is our final race, as David mentioned, of the 3-day meet. Been very successful here. Swim Ireland, well, they're in good form this week. They got the Under-23 Championships, European Championships, the inaugural one next year. Daniel Whiffin's been breaking records left, right and centre as soon as he hit the water. Got a couple of junior records today. Jack Caston in particular in that underfly. Was it the underfly earlier on today? And 100 fly for him in 53.23, taking it back from the New Ross swimmer, Evan Bailey. And good swims all around. Another junior record as well in the final of the women's 200 IM junior record, going to Molly Main, breaking that record that stood since 2011 for Sarika McMahon. But here we go with the last race of day 3 and the last race of the championship. 400 free for women. Grace Cochran in 0, Hazel Bentley in 1, Molly McLaurin in 2, Rebecca Friel in 3, Vicky Caddis in 4, Anya Pearce in 5, Kingsland, Brandon, Kelly and McInerney. I'll let you two call this home.
Yeah, well, thank you, John. I was talking to Victoria Caddison earlier. She hasn't had a best time at this meet yet, so she says, I said, what did you want to get out of this swim tonight? She said, I just would love a best time. That sort of exemplifies as you get older, more experienced, more mature, they're harder to come by those PBs. So Caddison, a very experienced swimmer now from the European Championships last summer and the Commonwealth Games, so expect her to take it out and not look back.
Absolutely, we can see that from the times that have been set in this A final. So again, coming in on a 4:17.97 as the fastest swim from Victoria Caddison. So like David said, it is that little bit harder to be chipping away from that time. So the older you get, the more experience you get. It's the small wins that you want to take, but she's taking it out strong. She's got a 58.67 in that first 100 metres, and it doesn't look like she's slowing up. It looks like she's really going to dig in for this last race of the championships.
Yeah, I think her best is a 4:13 maybe, or it could be way out there. Could be way out, actually. Scrap that, I don't know. But she's going to be out here anyway, and we'll know by her reaction anyway if it's the best time. But coming up right behind her is, like we thought, the Trojan swimmer and the Nova swimmer. In 5 and 3, it's all about these three at the minute. But Caddison at the 150 mark, a 1:29.9, so she's probably going to be around a 2:01 at the 200. So
yeah, she's brought that split back up again. So she's at around a 31 going in for that 150 metre split. So let's see what she's going to take it out in this 200 metre mark.
Yeah, Coach Kevin Anderson in the stands, taking the split times. They'll be looking forward now to the new year and the long course racing after this.
And David,
2:17, yeah.
Yeah, David called it there, 2:01.75. going back into a 31 high now, 31.83 for that last 50. She's going to need to maintain the 31 mid, 31 high if she wants to go down to that 2:13 that David's given her as a PB for today.
Yeah, I'm not sure though. But yeah, Catterson, phenomenal worker in the pool. Really tough program. The National Centre of Ulster. Coaches Kevin Anderson, Andrew Bree, and Aaron Rickus put them through their paces there. So, but I'll tell you what though, Nova swimmer doesn't really want to go away, does she? She's sitting tight. Giving Victoria a wee bit of a race, maybe. Something to think about anyway.
Jessica Cater of Nova really catching some ground here on Victoria Catterson. She's going to really have to pick up the pace coming into this final 100 metres of the 400 freestyle. So it's going to be a race between lane 4 and lane 5 to take that title.
Yeah, keep an eye on Anna Priest. She's picked up the rate phenomenally. She's
Look
sitting
at
on that
pace.
lane rope, just like the previous heat. You sit on that lane rope, you sit in that wash perfectly, so the water's broken for you, so you're swimming through water that's already disturbed. So it makes it easier. So it's going to be a fascinating finish, but I expect Catterson to put the afterburners on.
Yeah,
bring it home.
That pace in the Nova Centurion swimmer has really picked up. So we're into the final 50 now. Can Victoria Catterson hold that lead? 3:39.03, staying strong.
Yeah, Catterson expected to hold on, very experienced, very strong in the back end. Priest is taking the tour, she's not going to give up. Catterson bringing it home, the last race of this Irish Winter National Championships.
Final few strokes,
She's coming in strong now, Priest. Yeah, it's Catterson, it's a 4:10.45. Anna Priest 4:10.7 as well. She almost got there, so I don't know if that's a PB. See by her reaction, she's probably too wrecked to celebrate, even if it was. But great swim, Victoria Catterson, Irish national champion. Women's 400 free.
Yeah, really strong swim there. Looked like it hurt at the end, but I can't really get much of a reaction out of her here, so I don't know. Is she happy? Is she not?
Oh, no, don't think so.
Swimmers say you're never happy. Anyway, to be happy when she realises she's taken a national title. That was a good battle down the last 25 between those two. Anna Priest didn't quite get close to Victoria, but she finished it well. First thing she does is turn around and have a look at the clock. Anyway, hope you enjoyed our coverage for the last 3 days. We have a set of medal presentations to bring to you now, so we'll drop them down to the presentation area shortly. Just confirmation of their result. Catterson, Pearce and Friel, your 1, 2, 3. Not much in between the top two. Thanks to Indy McGill, thanks to David Johnson and John Kenny, and thanks to all the HBV team as well, and for Swim Ireland for having us here for this Irish Nationals meet. It's been a very successful couple of days. Hope you enjoyed our coverage. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
thanks very much. Could I also get for our 400 freestyle events, could I get Daniel Whiffin, Finn McGeever, Jack Fleming, Jack Cassin, Adam Colgan, Dennis O'Brien, and our women's, Victoria Catterson, Anya Priest, Rebecca Friel, Molly McAlorum, and Grace Cochran. Medals will be presented by Helen Desmond, Swim Island official who's worked tirelessly all weekend, as has Patricia Cleary. Okay, these are our junior medalists for the men's 100 butterfly. A bronze junior medal to Charlie Eatwell of Ards. Silver junior medal to Evan Bailey of New Ross. And a gold medal junior to Jack Cassin of National Centre Limerick. So if you boys could just hold on one more second, we have some more presentations. So this morning, Evan Bailey set a new Irish junior record for the 100 butterfly. So congratulations to Evan Bailey of New Ross. And then a few hours later, Jack Cassin managed to beat that record to set a new Irish junior record. So congratulations to Evan Bailey of New Ross and now Jack Cassin of National Centre Limerick. These are our junior medalists of the 100-metre butterfly. So these are our senior medalists for the metre butterfly. A bronze medal to Brogan McAvenny of National Centre Limerick. A silver senior medal to Evan Bailey of New Ross. And a 100-metre butterfly winter champion 2022 is Jack Cassin of National Centre Limerick. So these are our junior medalists in the women's 100-metre butterfly. Medals presented by Helen Desmond and Patricia Cleary. A bronze medal to Orla McAndrew of Temple Oak. A silver medal to Alana Burns-Atkin of Banbridge. And a junior gold medal to Ellie McCartney of National Centre Ulster. So, Sharon, will you go on to 3 and Connie on to 1, please? And now we're going to present our senior medals for our women's 100-metre butterfly. A bronze senior medal to Sharon Semchi of Sundays Well. A silver medal to Alana Burns-Atkin of Banbridge. And a commemorative medal to Connie Phillips of Nova Centurion, visiting from Nottingham over in England. And 2022 Irish Winter Championships champion, gold medalist is Ellie McCartney of National Centre Ulster. Now moving on to our junior medalists in the men's 200 IM. So, bronze junior to Cody Dunyan of Ards, congratulations. Silver to Ronan Kilcoyne of National Centre Limerick. And junior gold to Matthew Hand of Ards. That's our junior 200 metre IM men. Okay, so these are our senior medalists for the men's 200 IM. We had a joint second place to Matthew Hand of Ards and Caden McCarthy of National Centre Limerick. A commemorative medal to Mark Sharanek from Limerick in a pretty spectacular time again, matching his 400 feats. And 2022 Irish Winter Championships 200 IM champion, gold medalist is Owen Corby of National Centre Limerick. Okay, so now for our junior girls, 200 IM. So a junior bronze in 200 IM goes to Megan Jones from Portmarnock. A junior silver to Grace Davison of Ards. Grace is also going to be the proud recipient of a certificate for setting a new Irish junior record in the 50-metre freestyle earlier today. And junior gold goes to Molly Main of Temple Oak. And Molly set a 200-metre individual medley Irish junior record in a time of 2:11.68. So moving on to our senior medalists. Bronze medal to Naomi Trait of UCD. Silver medal to, actually a silver commemorative medal to Leah Schlossen of Leeds. Now a silver senior medal to Grace Davison of Ards. And 2022 Irish Winter Championships gold medalist champion 200 IM is Molly Main in setting a new Irish junior record time. Thank you. Okay, we're going to have to move on. So our medalists in the men's 400 freestyle. Dennis O'Brien was a bronze medalist from National Centre Limerick. Silver medalist is Adam Colgan from Lisbon. And gold medalist is Jack Cassin from National Centre Limerick. Okay, so our senior medals presented by Gary Stoops. Bronze medal to Jack Fleming of Lisbon. From National Centre Limerick, Finn McGeever is tonight's silver medalist, 400 freestyle. And 2022 Irish Winter Championships champion, gold medalist in 400 freestyle is Daniel Whiffin from Larne, setting a new Irish senior record in a time of 3:38.40. Nice to see Daniel dressing up for the occasion. So these are our junior medalists, women's 400 metre freestyle. Medals presented by Gary Stoops, senior official here at our championships. Grace Cochran from Lurgan, a junior bronze medal. A silver medal to Molly McAlorum from National Centre Ulster. And junior gold medal goes to Rebecca Friel of Trojan. So these are our senior medalists, women's 400 metre freestyle. A bronze medal to Molly McAlorum from National Centre Ulster. Thanks very much to Gary Stoops and Patricia Cleary for presenting these. Silver medal to Rebecca Friel from Trojan. And a commemorative medal goes to Anya Priest from Nova Centurion, visiting from Nottingham over in England. Thanks very much to all of her team for their magnificent swimming this weekend, and all of our visiting teams. And 2022 Irish Winter Championships gold medalist champion 400 freestyle is Victoria Catterson of National Centre Ulster. Thanks very much, Gary Stoops, Patricia Cleary.